loss. Didn't seem too fazed by his performance, however, saying this team is young and learning.
We do have a rough start collectively, but we're young, the youngest team in the league, so we're learning.
All right, Spurs are back home tomorrow night. They'll take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Blitz starts right now.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Thursday afternoon where a cold front is coming into San Antonio.
A not so hot front, right? I mean, was it 60 degrees?
Are you wearing long sleeves, sir?
Well, kind of.
Are you wearing pants and not shorts?
I am.
That's a cold front.
I guess so.
It's winter in San
goodness.
Antonio, is it not?
It is. It's just nasty outside.
I go into the barbecue station, and it's nice. Although I know that the cold front is coming, so I wore the quarter zip today. And I walk out of the barbecue station. It's pouring rain, and the temperature had dropped quite a bit. I mean, it's still not stupid cold, but apparently that's happening by the time we get off of work.
Well, it's the rain, man. I don't mind the cold, but this drizzly...
Cold and wet's bad.
Drizzly stuff that really doesn't do you much good, right? I mean, if it's raining, it's one thing, but it's just the nasty drizzles.
You don't like the drizzles?
I don't like the drizzles at all. No, I don't.
Oh, my goodness. And the high school football playoffs start tonight.
Oh, wow. That's right.
And so when you look at that, for those of you heading to a stadium tonight, you want to make sure you're dressed appropriately. Frito pie should be fantastic on a nice, cool night as the playoffs get underway with really a Steel and Brandeis play tonight. Harlan and Eagle Pass play tonight. There's some good football games. Randolph and Crystal City tonight. There's some Cole and Hondo, Bernie and Taylor.
According to my handy dandy weather app here.
Yeah.
At 7 o'clock, it's going to be 65 degrees. Goes down to 64 at 8.
Okay.
By 10 o'clock, it'll be 61.
Woo!
Freezing.
Well, I mean, you say that, right? I mean, that's not quite freezing, Bill Taylor, but
no, it's not.
But well on its way.
So tomorrow is won't get out of the sea. The high is 61.
What?
The high is 61. That's tomorrow. At 2 p.m. when the Blitz begins.
From Hero Stadium. We've got Johnson and New Braunfels tomorrow night as our game of the week, energized by Hill Electric and Frost Bank. That should be a really good game, probably the best in the city as far as matchups go. But you look at, and you talk about the temperature and what we deem as cold, right? So 60 for a lot of places isn't bad. There are places that would love to have 60 degrees this time of year.
Absolutely.
For me, anything below 70 and it's winter in my mind.
Well, that's funny that you say that, because I sent out a really nice picture last night to our group on our group text. And all I get back was I had my feet up. I got the Spurs game on. Nice fire in the fireplace.
There you go.
So Minix says it's 73 degrees. You got a fire going. Of course I do.
Well, first off, and if you want to see the photo, and it will be up to Joe if he decides to show it, but he has no choice at this point. Go to our YouTube channel, San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. First off, it's toe porn. He sends a picture of his feet up, glass of wine, and
you guys were very impressed with my feet.
I don't know if that's the word I would use, and I know you can't show all the stuff that was in the group chat there on the YouTube.
Thanks for that, Rex Ryan.
If you're watching that, you can see it. It's a beautiful foot. It's a beautiful foot. And I'm thinking with all the attention that I got last night from you guys, I mean, I'm thinking OnlyFans.
Toes only?
Toes only, something.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, a couple of, make a couple extra bucks on that beautiful foot right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Or, if I would describe that as a beautiful foot, I mean, look at that thing. I mean,
gorgeous.
I don't know that I would say that was gorgeous. The sad part is everybody was hammering Joe for his toes. And then I realized there's a fire.
Dude.
He's got the fireplace going, and it's 70 degrees outside.
Well, it wasn't 70 degrees in my house for some
that's
reason.
a you problem.
It felt a lot colder than that inside the house.
A fire?
I didn't build. You don't build a fire. You hit a switch. I mean, so
does it put out heat, or is it just for ambiance?
No, it puts out heat.
All right. There is no need yet to have the fireplace on, especially when you're home alone. If you were creating a romantic evening with the wine and the Spurs game,
I was.
Yeah, but you were home alone.
I was all by myself.
You were home alone.
Maggie was out. She went out with a friend of hers to dinner. She hadn't seen in a while, so I had the house to myself and nice Spurs game on the TV, a glass of wine, and nice fire going.
Ryan Eagle at home with a fire, his cardigan, glass of wine. Do you have a blanket on too?
I don't even know what a cardigan is. Rob Thompson says that. Do you have a cardigan? And what else did he say? Something like that.
A throw blanket.
What's a cardigan?
It's a sweater.
A sweater. Okay.
Yes. Your grandfather wore it.
Okay. Well,
or is it Miley Cyrus or Hannah Montana? One of the two. She talks about grabbing her cardigan and with a LA song or
so
whatever.
That's a brand of sweater.
No,
cardigan.
It's a style.
It's Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus.
Okay,
she
so it's a
style.
I mean, it's
cardigan.
the same person.
Yeah.
Hannah Montana is Miley Cyrus.
I know. I realize it's the same person. I have a 26-year-old daughter, and Hannah and Miley were in the prime teen years. But when I think about certain songs, because you watch a Hannah Montana concert back in the day, very different than watching a Miley Cyrus concert. And while it is the same person, I think you do have to categorize, Hannah and Miley on the reference, because that is very much a Miley reference with a cardigan sweater, not a Miley reference.
But to keep with the sports theme, we could go with Taylor Swift, who has a song called Cardigan.
Oh, she does.
She does.
Really?
Well,
we have to find that, Pledge. Can you find that?
I have seen Taylor Swift 3 times in concert with my daughter.
You never heard Cardigan?
I don't know what I've heard.
It's off her newer album.
Then no, I'm completely unaware of Taylor with a song called Cardigan. I'm assuming that must have been floor decorations for one of her exes at some point, because that's all she ever sings about are exes.
Now on our YouTube channel, DLP says that Carlton Banks, isn't that the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Right? Wasn't he a character on that show?
Yeah.
He made them famous as well.
Okay.
So there you go.
There you go.
Maybe I should get a cardigan.
I mean, maybe you should. I just don't understand why you had the fireplace on last night.
It was nice.
Even if you just have to flip a switch to get there.
It was nice. It's nice to have a little fire going. And I needed something to relax me after that horrible Spurs game.
Yeah, that Spurs game was awful. And to be quite honest, I'm just jealous.
Of the fireplace?
I don't have a fireplace in my house.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you should put one in.
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, one, I don't need it. I mean, we were looking at the house. It was probably the 3rd or 4th time when you're in that decision-making process. All right, this is what we're buying. This is what we're going with. And at some point, Joanna was like, where's the fireplace? Oh, we don't have one. Yeah. The old one. Now, I've never had the fancy fireplace where I just flip a switch.
Right. That's nice.
So, I mean,
it's fake wood. You flip the switch and the propane goes on, or the gas.
Yeah, I'm with you. Juan Garcia wants to know if Joe wears his white belt sitting by the fireplace with his cardigan.
Matches the cardigan perfectly, Juan.
Well, were you sitting there in a robe? I mean,
no.
Or were you sitting there butt-ass naked? Because all we saw is the bottom of your foot. I mean, you are at home alone with the fire going, trying to create a romantic evening for you.
I was just relaxing. You want to go home and relax. And I thought I'd share with my fellow, my colleagues, and then I get all this grief.
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Not that I'm going to say it on air, but go look at Joshua Jimenez's comment there on the YouTube channel.
You can't say that on the air?
I'm not sure if I can.
Oh, come on. I'm a Swiftie.
Well, you can.
It's Lefty Lucy, right?
Yeah.
First of all, I'm right-handed, okay? So it wouldn't be lefty.
Oh, maybe you wanted to switch things up a little.
Well, no.
Believe it's called a stranger.
Yeah, well, because lefty doesn't have the strength.
Doesn't have the same pull?
Not the same, it's not the same. So
Is it
he had a stick. I mean, it was just fun.
Righty Rosie?
Righty Rita, according to Paul.
Righty Rita, all right.
I don't Rita.
I know Rosie Palm was famous back in the day.
Right. No, I don't need to do that. I was just trying to relax. It'd been a hard day at work. It was, working all day, talking on the radio.
By definition, that's relaxing.
And it was just a nice, relaxing thing. So I made the mistake of sending the picture out to a bunch of dudes that I work with, and this is what I get.
I mean, I feel so bad for ladies that get certain body part pictures. Because I know what our reaction was to your toe. I couldn't imagine anything else.
Dude, I'm telling you, OnlyFans, here I come. I think those feet might be my ticket to riches.
I mean, there's a teacher. Where was she at? And somewhere she's been in the news. She had her OnlyFans, never showed her face.
Yeah.
Somehow the school board found out.
Well, how do they know?
Subscribers are everywhere.
I guess so.
Right? In 6 months, she's made over $1 million. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Paid off all my student debt, paid off my car loan. Now she's a high school teacher that's hot, but it was never meant for my students to know.
Well, exactly.
But,
she's not showing her face. So
yeah,
maybe she was messing around with one of her kids.
I don't think she was. She wasn't one. She didn't get in trouble for that.
Well, how would the principal know?
I mean, the
how she got her
school
job.
board knows. I mean, it's not a casting couch to get a job in teaching. Come on.
I just don't know how they would know that that's her.
Well, I mean, apparently at some point somebody recognized the part. And
that's what I mean. Who was that?
May have been a tattoo.
Could have been a tattoo, a freckle.
I don't think she really cares. I mean, she made over $1 million bucks.
At this point in just a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
I mean, you better not quit your job. I'm just saying. We've all now seen your feet in photos.
Hey, well, if I call you in a couple of months and say, hey, Minix, I've come into some money.
I'm going to say who died.
I'm out.
Yeah.
See that? Fred on YouTube.
Joe's feet and
white belt. You don't know who that might be attractive to. There are people out there that might just be attractive. Maybe I could wrap the belt around my foot and just, they could be a pair.
So a little S&M here. I mean, that's the premium. That's the upcharge.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what it was.
Oh, what a start to a Thursday.
I know.
I blame Joe's feet. I also blame Wemby and the Spurs because if that were a better game, we probably wouldn't have been so entertained and disgusted by Joe's foot pictures that he's sending in a group chat to guys.
The best things sometimes happen by mistakes. You guys are welcome.
I don't think that was a mistake.
You guys are no, it was because I didn't realize the foot was there, and I was just
you
trying
didn't realize your foot was there.
Well, not really, no, because I was thinking I'm going to get all of them. All of them in the frame, right? I got the wine, I got the fireplace, I got the Spurs game.
The
foot was the last thing on my mind.
If there was something else that happened in that picture, and you tried to say, "Well, that was there by mistake," I think you might have that argument. Your foot was the focal point of that thing. That's what you were trying to show off.
You guys are welcome. He's got a big swinger. You guys are welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome. Minix, Rudy J,
I think
Rob
you should
Thompson.
Take a picture of that foot, take it down to Sammy's embroidery and put it on a t-shirt.
I might do that.
I mean, that could be part of
he would make it happen.
Part of your process there. I mean, if you want anything printed on a shirt, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need your company logo, your group logo, your foot logo on a nice dress shirt, a fishing shirt, a sock even. Sammy's Embroidery and Club, they'll get you going. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. And I was in there today. They've got their winter line out. You need jackets, Sam has your jackets. And when you go down there, now you can go down there and take an item and they'll put a logo on it. But if you buy an item from Sammy, and he's got all the big name brands, the price includes putting the logo on there. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with 1-day turnaround. An order too small, certainly no order too big, and all items do come with a warranty. If you need caps done, Sam has over 12,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Panthers in Chi-Town to battle the Bears at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Shop for a cause at the Marion Brighton Virtual Holiday Auction, supporting Brighton Center. Bid on electronics, retail, and restaurant cards. Brighton Center is San Antonio's largest nonprofit providing services to children with disabilities and developmental delays. Go to brightonsa.org to bid and support the children of our community. That's brightonsa.org, now through December 1st. Have a merry and Brighton holiday.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Rizep, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Guys, your testosterone level can impact your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Book your testosterone level check at Revive Men's Health San Antonio. They're the local experts with guaranteed treatment for low T and ED. There are no lab fees, and all your tests are included when you start treatment. And many patients find Revive more affordable than their insurance deductibles and copays. Book your testosterone level check today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
When you wake up well-rested on a great mattress, everything becomes clear.
My life coach has a terrible life.
Things you missed when you were tired finally reveal themselves.
My passport is in the pocket of the duffel bag I took to Mexico.
It's the Black Friday sale at Mattress Firm. Get a king bed for a queen price and save up to $700 on Sealy. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select mattresses. And if you see a better price, we'll match it. The right mattress matters. We'll find yours. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Ancestry makes the perfect gift to give people because it literally blew my mind.
It's literally like you're giving them something that they would have no knowledge of.
Which is very important because for us to basically be able to find our missing family or to see my indigenous heritage confirmed inside there. It's one gift, but it's so many different things.
Show someone where they came from this holiday season with Ancestry DNA. Now on sale at Ancestry.com.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Jason Linux. That is not a foot model named Joe Reinagle.
Although it might be.
On Twitter, AD Singh tweets in at Joe Reinagle 210 at Jason Minix. I'd pay to see Joe's feet.
Well, AD is, he's a classy guy.
AD runs Texas Cheer Liquor.
Yeah,
he's the owner.
He knows beauty when he sees it.
AB is a very smart man with his money.
Yes, he
That
is.
would not be one of the better things he could spend money on. Although for a bottle of wild turkey, you could see all the toes he want from Joe because he's cheap.
Well, maybe not wild turkey, but yeah, we can negotiate.
I mean, your toes aren't worth 4 roses.
Well, you never know.
No, I do know. I do know.
Just judging by that picture.
Well,
that picture is fantastic.
Uh-huh.
You can check that out on Twitter at Joe Reinagle.
Joe tweeted out the picture.
I did.
Uh-huh.
I mean, why deprive the rest of you from seeing that beauty?
Deprive is not the word I would have used.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's almost as bad as the Spurs defense was last night.
Oh, my gosh.
What a colossal disappointment, right? And I say that, we spend all day, and I say we, us here at San Antonio Sports Star, the national media, everybody about this Wemby debut. And it was a dud. It was bad all the way around.
It was. The defense especially is just awful, and it has been awful, most of the games this year. But this team is just having a hard time gelling. Now, granted, look, it's early. It's been 8 games. But they are just having a hard time finding their way. And I think that's going to happen. I don't know how long it's going to take before it happens, but they're having a hard time gelling together. And that's really, it's kind of baffling in a lot of ways.
I heard all offseason from the Dallas Cowboys that they were going to run the ball.
Right.
And we haven't seen it. I heard during the offseason and during training camp that the focus for this Spurs team was on the defensive side.
Well, that's Greg Popovich.
And we haven't seen it.
It's been awful.
Although I appreciate Wemby saying that they have good intentions defensively.
It's I think all of us got good on the court. We got good intentions, and we learn a lot also from the coaching staff defensively. So we're just trying to apply what they say. And but I think what's good is we're bringing energy at all times. So this is a good start. But we got great potential defensively. I know in the past games, especially in Phoenix, we've seen great defensive sequences. And we're just we're all getting it together.
And I think he's right. I mean, he makes a good point there. Look, it's been awful. But again, this team is just trying to come together and figure out who they are and how Wemby fits. Because I made a comment last night, and I thought, and I'm kind of half joking, but it makes a lot of sense. This team played better last year when they were trying to lose.
Yeah. Well, and again, they are a young basketball team. We know they are a young basketball team. Part of that is those responsible for putting together a young basketball team without a lot of veteran leadership. They're young, but as Wemby said, every game is a learning experience.
I mean, the day was I'm starting to get used a little bit to the rhythm, so the day was just like another away game, And it's a chance to be able to play in such a great arena. And we did have a rough start collectively, and but we're young, the youngest team in the league, so we're learning.
Well, let's hope so, and hopefully those lessons will pay off come December and January, perhaps. I think. Look, it's going to come together. It's just a matter of when. But I didn't realize it, and we talked about it, that it would take some time, for Wemby to, get into the fold and everybody get used to him. I just didn't think it would be this bad this early.
Well, and I think that's part of it. The expectations are ridiculously high.
Sure.
And but I thought having a 114-year-old Hubie Brown on the call last night, I mean, he pointed out a lot of things.
He did.
Where there needs to be improvement. He's got incredible skill, but can he live up to the hype? And last night at the Garden, he did not. It was a flop. The New York newspapers were extremely kind to Wemby compared to what they could have been. Newsday back page, Wemby comes up short. Rookie big man sensation has rough MSG debut in Nick's rout of Spurs. The New York Post, French diss, Knicks push Wemby around and blowout to spoil his Garden debut. And the Daily News, not in our house, Slim. Knicks shut down red hot 7-4 rookie, rollover Spurs at Garden.
Well, and that was the one thing that Hubie said that I thought made a lot of sense. And watching that game last night, and we've talked about this, and everybody, that's not that big of a deal. He was getting pushed around last night.
Big time.
So, teams are going to do that. Now, does that require Wemby to put on a little more meat? I don't know. Or do something different. But last night against that team, he was getting pushed around.
Well, I mean, Mitchell Robinson, and again, Tibbs is a great defensive-minded coach.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm not seeing from the Spurs, or what I'm not seeing from Wemby yet, and 8 games in with a 3-5 record, there are times where they're not even looking for him, which right. I don't understand.
I don't either.
You would think the pick and roll for him would be pretty easy just to get him going into some rhythm. He was 0 of 4 from 3-point range last night. That's not hasn't dropped. He did finish with 14 points. So considering his brilliant first half performance, the fact that he got the 14, because he did play well in the fourth quarter.
I guess it was under 35.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, who had 20? Who said 20?
Well, I think we all kind of did, right? 23 was what Jeff McDonald said, yesterday when we talked to him from the Express News.
I mean, but even his demeanor. Now, he is one of those interesting players where you're not sure if he's doing really well or really bad. He's pretty stoic with his facial expressions. But even last night, he looked frustrated early on in that game.
Well, he did, and even to the point where I saw him, and I don't know who the player was for the Knicks, he kind of slapped his hand away.
Like that.
He's got to be frustrated.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be a little frustrated because over what have we played now? 8 games.
Yep.
Over those 8 games, I mean, he's had one really good one, and then some okay ones.
He's had good moments in just about every game, but he's had one dominant game.
But
again, he is the story. Headline on ESPN earlier said Wemby can't fix defense by himself.
So it's all the other guy's fault. It's not Wemby's fault.
Well,
I mean, that's what that headline suggests to me.
I mean, but what is interesting though is this team, at least right now, doesn't look as good as the team last year that wasn't trying to win.
That's exactly
this year
right.
They're trying to win. Now, some of that, I'm not a fan of Jeremy at point guard, although he didn't play awful last night.
Well, Pop singled him out after the game, saying as he was one of the guys that played well.
Well, I mean, he shot well. He scored 16. But just it was just bad all the way around.
Well, that was the other thing that was going on in New York. Everybody, well, not everybody, but I know one radio host was, calling out Pop for being kind of a jerk to the media.
Well, it's been a while since Pop has been on the national stage.
Yeah.
And so maybe people have forgotten that's how Pop is.
Well,
even his in-game interview last night, he's getting hammered for that. Did they forget that this has been a shtick for years now with Greg Popovich?
Coach Popovich, how would you describe your team's play in the first?
How are they playing? Well, I looked at the scoreboard, so I'd say not very well, but not making shots, shooting bad shots, and being poor on defense is a bad combination.
How can you disrupt the Knicks' offense moving forward?
How can we disrupt their offense? I have no idea.
Good luck with that.
I love her response to that. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, well, good luck with that.
I mean, I know, and we all know Pop hates those. Every coach hates those. I wish they would go away. You never learn anything from them.
Well, some of you do, because some coaches actually will tell you something. I mean, there are coaches that will. And look, you've got to do it. It's kind of like, there's always something that somebody has to do at work that you might not particularly like.
Yeah. Well,
okay, but you have to do it. I mean, just do it. It takes 2 minutes. Just do it. Say something, and then
every
leave.
reporter knows what's coming.
Well, and that's too bad, isn't it?
It is, but it's been his thing. Like I watched the press conference last night. I didn't see anything outrageous. I saw Pop being Pop.
But yeah, and that's what I said when I saw the article with this radio host, saying Pop was an a-hole to everybody. And I'm like, well, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
I mean, because we've been dealing with that for a lot of years, and that's just the way it is. But and the overrated chants from the New York crowd last night when Wemby was at the free throw line.
I'm surprised it took so long for the Knick fans to start chanting overrated, to be honest with you.
I thought that was funny. But I think all of that is good for Wemby. All of that is good because, it's been a pretty good honeymoon. And so he's going to go to some arenas where they're going to try to get under his skin.
Mm-hmm.
That's good for him. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Kid's got to learn. He's 19 years old.
And that's the other part of it. He's 19 years old. And last night he looked like a 19-year-old fish out of water.
He did. He's looked that way in a couple of other games too, where he just looks like he doesn't know what to do.
And I think on Sunday we're going to see a lot of that from quarterback play in the National Football League. Have you looked at the quarterback matchups this weekend?
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, there are some really, really, really bad quarterback matchups this weekend. We'll dive into that next on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, you might say, Jason, it's a crime. That some of these guys are going to play, right? And being serious, if you have been accused of a crime or you're being investigated for one, you need a great legal team to protect your innocence. That team is the LaHood Norton Law Group. They're made up of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys. They can help you stay a step ahead of your legal program. They know both sides of the criminal justice system, and they handle all criminal cases, state or federal. Not to mention the fact that I've known Nico LaHood for well over 20 years, and this guy will fight for you. If I ever need help legally, he will be the first person that I call. Certainly, the LaHood Norton Law Group, they're the best. They offer representation for all criminal allegations, including DWI and drug charges. So if you need legal help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side. Give them a call. The consultation is free. 210-797-7700. That's 210-797-7700. Look, the sooner you make the call after you've been accused, the better you're going to be. So call them, 210-797-7700, or get them online at lahoodnorton.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 2:30, the Cowboys tackle the Giants in an NFC East battle.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, AA Best Bail Bonds, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
We take whiskey seriously. Taste the difference of a hand-selected bourbon at your local lodge, like the Twin Peaks Buffalo Trace Barrel Select.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Sadly, millions of pets are euthanized in America every year because the shelters lack the funding to care for them. We are better than that, my friends. I'm John O'Hurley, and I invite you to make an $11 monthly donation to the Puppy Food Bank. Your $11 donation will allow the Puppy Food Bank to direct ship pet food to San Antonio rescue shelters. To help save a pet's life, donate $11 today at puppyfoodbank.org, and they'll send you a very special gift. Thomas J. Henry.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code STRONG for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code STRONG for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code STRONG.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 6:45 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
Do you like a certain amount of chaos?
Conflict is good. Yeah. Yes, I guess I do. I like healthy chaos. I don't like the BS.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix on a Thursday. NFL football tonight as Week 10 gets underway. You can listen to Carolina, Chicago, that thrilling matchup here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, but also a great reminder to get to sasportstar.com. The A-Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Get your picks in for the week. Who do you go with today? I mean, you go with the '1 overall pick or Tommy Bagel Chips or whatever his name is for the Chicago Bears.
I was
Badgett?
Pageant or Badgett. That's it, Badgett. I was in St. Louis last Sunday, and that was the game that they had on was the Bears and the Saints.
Ooh.
So I got to watch Mr. Badgett play. He throws a good football. He's just a rookie. Made a lot of mistakes. I think he threw 3 interceptions in that game, and still the Saints couldn't beat them by more than 7 points, which I'm a little bitter about, but I digress.
And that's how you have to kind of make your picks, because weekly winners get that $50 gift card to Five Oaks A's Hardware at the end of the year, $1,000 worth of tickets from A-Awesome Tickets. Go get those picks in sasportstar.com. What happens if Badgett outplays Bryce tonight?
I think the Bears outplay the Panthers.
I mean, the Bears don't have a great defense.
Well, no, they don't, but I think being at home, if somebody forced me to gamble on that game, and nobody will, and I probably will anyway. I would probably take the Chicago Bears and lay the 3.5.
I mean, that Carolina team beat Houston.
Well,
I
okay.
mean, I mean, you look this weekend at the great quarterback matchups. Colts, Patriots. There are so many games, about 5, 6, 7, 8 games where it's either a backup, third string guy, or really an unestablished starter. Like the Colts, Garner Minshew against Mac Jones. I don't even know what you call Deshaun Watson anymore. Deshaun against Lamar, Browns against Ravens.
That might be the best game of the weekend.
Well, in the summer, it probably looked like it. Quite honestly, Brock Purdy's Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence. I think the best quarterback matchup of the weekend is in Cincinnati with C.J. Stroud taking on the Cincinnati Bengals.
I can't argue with that, honestly. The way CJ's playing, but again, it's on the road in Cincinnati. The Bengals are playing well. I don't know. I don't give Houston much of a shot there.
And you look at Houston, and we'll talk more about the Texans with John McClain at 5:15. C.J. Stroud, like all rookies, he's a roller coaster, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why the Texans are 4-4. And I don't think anybody expected them to be 4-4.
No.
But because of his play, they are. And I think this matchup, pretty good test, a really good test to see where the Houston Texans are. But that comeback win last week against Tampa Bay, you will see what that will do for their confidence. Because, they lost that game 2 or 3 different times, yet figured out a way to win and acted to win. It was an incredible game for CJ and D'Amico.
Well, but the Houston defense, it was not so great for.
Well,
seriously, and I say that to give CJ Stroud a compliment because he put that team on his back and willed them to win.
Mm-hmm.
He did that in spite of a porous defense that day. Can they get their defense to be a little bit better? And you figure with D'Amico Ryans as the head coach, they will. But right now, you'd have to say that's the weak link on that team. And I saw something today, and Pledge can probably help with this, but that the Houston Texans injury report had over 21 people on it. 21.
Yeah, well, it's midway point of the year.
Well, nobody has 20 plus.
Well, did you not see the Cowboys War and Peace injury report a couple weeks ago?
Dude, it didn't come close to 20.
Well, how many of them are out?
23 injured players.
How many out? 23 of 53? That's just a brand new head coach making sure that he's dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's.
No, I actually think that they're
beat up.
They're beat up. And
they got beat up.
Whether, maybe 10 of those guys may not play or whatever the case may be, but it's hitting their defense pretty hard. And so that was the problem last week. CJ Stroud said, "Get on my back, fellas.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you to victory." And he did. It was a great win.
The 49ers, after the bye, 3-game losing streak, traveling to the East Coast to take on Jacksonville down in Florida.
That's going to be a good football game.
And you hear
you
would think what San Francisco team shows up? The one that beat the pants off of the Cowboys or the one that we've seen the last 3 weeks? Now they're coming off their bye, but West Coast team traveling east and that early window doesn't bode well. We heard all last week, Pete Carroll is so good at this. Pete Carroll, and they got curb stomped
they did
by Baltimore.
They did. Both of those teams, I think, are coming off of their bye, so they both should be fresh and ready to go. I like that game. I'm looking forward to watching that game. I think it's going to be a good one. And other than that, you really don't have anything else.
Saints, Vikings, yeah. Packers, Steelers in the Battle of Yellow Pants. Yeah. Titans, Buccaneers.
You got Will Levis there going up against Baker Mayfield.
And again, Will Levis, the starter going forward. Ryan Tannehill done.
Yep.
And for Tampa Bay, how do they respond after a crushing defeat? Now 3-5 as opposed to 4-4 and feeling really good about themselves. Although Baker and the offense played pretty well last week. It was great. It was the defense that kind of bleeped the bed, and that's supposed to be the strength of their team. Atlanta, Arizona, and the Kyler Murray return.
By the way, Heineke's going to start again for Atlanta. So they're still putting Ritter on the pine.
Yeah. I mean, Detroit Chargers could be pretty good.
That could be a good game.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out what is the best game of the week. And, Washington, Seattle, yeah, Jets, Raiders, yeah, Broncos, Bills on Monday night.
I'm looking forward to San Francisco and Jacksonville because, look, is San Francisco a player or not? They curb stomp Dallas. They lose the next 3. They've had a bye week, chance to get things going. They've got Chase Young, who will make his start with them. Are they a player or not? I mean, and going into Jacksonville is not going to be an easy place to win.
You think about your primetime games this week. Tonight, Carolina, Chicago. Sunday, Jets, Raiders. Monday, Broncos, Bills. Now, Denver's played better as of late. So you hope Russell Wilson can make that one a game against Josh Allen. The Jets, yeah. I mean, and by the way, you can listen to all of these wonderful games here on 94.1.
Of course, yeah.
But
home for the NFL.
It's one of those weird weekends, like your appointment television watching, especially. I mean, this is good red zone. I mean, Cleveland, Baltimore, maybe.
Yeah.
San Francisco, Jacksonville, Detroit Chargers, and then I've got Cincinnati, Houston. Cincinnati, Houston is either 1 or 1A on my list of what is the best game of the weekend. Just as I'm looking at quarterback matchups of the quarterbacks that I want to see. I mean, it has been a long time since I felt like I'm going to have to Google who some of these guys are that are throwing the football.
I wonder if that's a Jim Nantz, Tony Romo game because CBS doesn't have the doubleheader this week. Fox has it. So it's either that one
or Baltimore.
Yeah. So, Baltimore, maybe Cleveland, Baltimore. That could be
unless they're doing Pittsburgh, Green Bay.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Detroit Chargers, so they could be in LA. I mean, think about your afternoon games. 3:05, we get Atlanta and Arizona. Detroit and the Chargers and the Commanders and the Seahawks. And of course, the Cowboys and the Giants. You talk about bad quarterback matchups. You've got Dak Prescott against Tommy DeVito.
Is he related to Danny? It's got to be some relation there somewhere.
My guess is he has never in his life heard that joke.
I'm sure, right?
But he might be like Danny DeVito when it's over because who'd they play last week?
The Raiders.
And the Raiders sacked him 8 times?
8 times. So, Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, they can pad their stats big time this Sunday if they feel so inclined to do so.
A 16.5-point line for the Dallas Cowboys. The largest point spread in the NFL this year. And it's almost, hey, Dallas, pick your score. Pick your margin of victory. When does Cooper Rush get into the game? When does, I don't know, Deuce Vaughn get in and get 15 carries?
Well, he's got to be active first.
I mean, does he?
Yes.
Against this Giants team that has just fallen off the cliff. I mean, this game is so interesting that even Mike McCarthy today was talking about just trying to keep everybody focused.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, in this type of game is just really keeping your eye on the ball. And that's really, we need to get win number 6. We need to improve from last week. Our emphasis is on the details and, the little things. So, and the fact of the matter, we're playing at home, and that's been very important for us. And we just need to take care of business.
Yeah, he's got to keep him focused. The Cowboys read the papers. They know what the line is in this game. They know the circus clown show that the Giants have become. So they know it all too. Plus, they're at home. I wonder. And we're going to talk to Stephen Jones coming up at 4:30, and of course he'll tell us that they're working hard and they're focused on the Giants. They're not going to look at what. But you got to wonder. Human nature says,
Now, this has the feel of one of those money games in college, right? And the only way I see the Giants being competitive in this game, let alone winning it, is if they fumble the ball a lot, Dak throws a bunch of interceptions, which Dak hasn't done that this year, so that's not a major concern. You look at who was it that beat A&M last year? App State.
Yeah.
This is almost like App State beating a Michigan. This would be,
it's exactly what it is.
It's kind of, I mean, when you see a point spread of 16.5 in the NFL, you almost don't know what to do with this.
No,
I mean,
you don't.
This is Reagan or Johnson taking on Lee. I mean, this is, if they wanted to, the Cowboys could win this game 56-7. The question is, will
and that
they?
7 would probably come late for the Giants.
Yeah.
This may be an opportunity for the Cowboys to get that running game going, see what they've got, and focus on that. I hope to see that in this football game.
This is one of those. Just don't get hurt in this one.
Yeah, exactly.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Speaking of that running game, Jesse wants to talk Tony Pollard. What's up, Jesse?
Hey, guys. How are you doing? I'm going to be real quick, but been a long time listening to both of you guys. With Joe, I go back to KTFM with Drex and Roberto Barella, and then you transition to Ken's with Jason back in 2012, 2011. You guys have been great. I mean, you guys are like Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin. Basically, just wanted to say real quick, Joe's been talking about how the Cowboys haven't been using Pollard lately at all, period, this season. But I'm thinking that they see him as very fragile, like how he got hurt with the 49ers, so they're probably trying to save him for the later part of the season towards the playoffs. And they're probably going to unleash him then. And then one more take regarding Wemby. I hope season for him because he is a market and he is his own corporation. And trust me, this ain't the Spurs of old. He's not going to last in San Antonio as much of a lifetime Spurs fan that I've been. He's going to need a bigger market if those W's don't come into shape by next season. And I'm out. Thank you, guys. You guys
Jesse, a couple of things. Tony Pollard got hurt in a freak tackle.
Wasn't it a horse collar?
Yeah, that hip slide thing that they're now trying to ban. Wasn't a wear and tear, and he ran out of gas. So that kind of injury has nothing to do with being fresh, not fresh. Wemby in a bigger market. You realize coming from France, where the Spurs are the biggest team in that country. The Spurs are the Lakers over there. Right?
Yeah.
He's where he wants to be. That is the biggest franchise. Wins, yeah, they're going to come. And with a Wemby, you expect them to come. The Spurs had two options this offseason. All right, we won the lottery. Do we make some trades? Do we spend some money? Do we accelerate the rebuild process? They chose option B. Let's keep with what we have. And I do think this year is an idea to see what Wemby needs as an NBA player, and then they're going to go shopping for those other kind of players based on what they think they need and what's available. And I think a lot of guys will come team up with Wemby. Titles are coming here. With the internet, with the way the global society is now, it's not like in the 80s where if you weren't in New York or LA, you couldn't make endorsement money. That guy is a corporation, whether he's playing in San Antonio or pick the smallest place on earth, and he's still going to be his own individual corporation.
No, he's too talented not for it to come. It's going to click. It's just a matter of when is that going to be. Look, Devin Vassell is a rising star. I think that's going to be huge. If he can stay healthy, that's the big thing. And then there's Keldon Johnson, who didn't have a good game last night either. I mean, he really didn't. He was shut down. And so it's, again, time for him to step up. Or what's his future? I mean, he could go the way of a Murray. So we'll see. A lot to be played out this year, and I think the one thing Pop said that was right: losses really don't matter at this point in time. It's just all about learning and gelling and getting it together.
Although, and I know you guys will keep me honest here because you keep receipts. What'd I say? 38 wins?
I think you did. Yeah. You want to change that?
No, but I'm nervous about it already.
I would.
I mean, we're only 8 games in. I'm not ready to say never mind. But
see, Vegas is pretty good at that. 29.5.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
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 I think I took the under. I said 29.
I think you did.
I think so.
I think he waffled.
I think.
Well, he always
did
waffles.
Rudy pick 60?
82.
82.
Yeah, he's
he already
done.
lost. Then.
He's already
Okay.
lost the
All right.
mortgage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how it goes. But yeah, Joe waffles.
I waffled. Yeah.
1 hour you'll say one thing, another
Check
hour the other.
the
See if
tape.
you say check
the tape.
Just which one?
Yes. Hour 3.
Hour 3. I
back
pegged
on
it.
October 25th.
Good Lord, man. You think about all the games that are going on. Best place to go watch those games, the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights, you name it. Over the last decade, the Roo Pub has proven they are the place to go watch any game, any event. And, I've said many times the Roo Pub their food there is fantastic. All made from scratch. They got the biggest and best wings in town. I love their fried shrimp. They got about 15 different burgers on the menu, including the Wemby burger. Great salads, great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. So when you need that late night meal, Rudy, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub, next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5:30, it's the Aggies and Mississippi State in another SEC battle. Aggies, Bulldogs, Saturday at 5:30. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, the Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Here's another remarkable success story from QC Kinetics. This one from Chad, who hurt his just kept on hurting for months.
From my high school football and wrestling days, I already had a little bit of damage in there, but this just sent it over the edge.
Chad tried traditional treatments with no improvement when he turned to the non-surgical regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
It was really fascinating how they did their work, and the science behind it was very intriguing, and it works. Extracting the cure out of my own body blew my mind. It's like I'm brand new again. It was fantastic.
That's because the QC Kinetics natural biologic treatments use your body's own healing power to restore damaged tissue in your hips, shoulders, back, and knees, providing long-lasting relief.
Now I'm back at the gym. I'm 100%, feeling great.
If you're tired of suffering with pain from arthritis or injury, call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150-milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus in President State where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Blitz. 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Rough night for Wemby and the San Antonio Spurs in the Big Apple. They lose to the Knicks, but Wemby after the game said he wasn't too fazed by the performance, saying the team is young and learning. Spurs are back home tomorrow night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. We've got Thursday Night Football tonight, 1-7 Carolina that is, taking on Chicago. It's a game you can hear right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 6:30.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Thursday afternoon. You can always be a part of the show on Twitter at Joe Reinagel210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. You can dial up or text 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. If you're watching on YouTube, comment there. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. And while you're there watching, hit that thumbs up button. You got nothing else to do.
Yeah, and subscribe if you haven't done that yet either. That's always a good thing to do. Well, subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything.
I mean, it could.
Nah.
Well, I mean, we're not talking about
pictures of my feet.
I mean,
we might start selling those on YouTube. Who knows? If you just joined us, you don't know what we're talking about. I was very kind last night to my colleagues here at San Antonio Sports Star.
And
I just, it was a nice night. My wife was gone, and so I was at home watching the Spurs game. I just wanted to let them know that, yes, I just go home and relax. I had a nice glass of wine, and the Spurs game was on, a little fire in the fireplace, took a picture of it, and all they noticed was my beautiful foot that was up on the ottoman.
Well, see, beautiful is not the word that any of us use to describe your feet. And it took a while for us to realize you had the fire going. It's 73 degrees.
Dude, who made the rules? Who made the rules?
The cold front came in today. You were wearing shorts yesterday at work. If you wear shorts, you don't go home and build a fire. That's in the rule book.
I didn't build anything. I flipped the switch, okay?
You don't flip the switch to the fire, you lazy.
So I didn't build anything. Let's get that straight.
All right, so let's get this straight. Do we have any good piano music to set the mood? So Joe Reinagel.
Yes.
He goes home after a long, hard day at the office.
It was.
I mean,
rough day.
Rough. I mean, just like every day. I mean, we put in
exactly
solid 5.5 hours.
My throat was hurting from talking so much.
Mm-hmm. So he gets home. Do we have music? Maybe.
Oh, that's nice.
So the Spurs are coming on, and we get off work at 6 o'clock. Spurs are starting at 6:30. I was worried that because it's ESPN first game of a doubleheader, they were going like right at 6:30. So I was like, no, it'll be 6:40. So I get home at 6:35. I got 5 minutes to spare. Perfect, man. Reinagel called that one right. Joe gets home. Spurs game is on. He's watching the game. Now, mind you, he mentioned his wife has left the building.
Yes.
She had something else to do.
She did.
So Joe Reinagle, home alone.
I was.
Builds a fire by flipping a switch. Pours a nice glass of wine.
It was delicious, too, by the way.
And then decides to whip out his phone and send a picture to the guys.
Sure glad you said phone. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to show you the picture. If you want to see it otherwise, it's on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210.
Nobody wants to see your feet.
Look at that. No, I just want to show everybody because I know they want to see that. Look at that. Look at that foot.
That's
beautiful.
Yeah, it's hard to tell in that picture.
Should I make it bigger?
A little. You're talking about your foot?
Well, yeah. I'm just gonna do.
How excited do you think people are?
Foot.
How excited do you think people are getting on your foot picture?
How about that foot? Woo!
He even shaved and everything.
I hate to deprive everybody else. I couldn't get a close up of the foot on Twitter. X.
I mean. So he's home alone. He's built a fire. He's poured wine. He's relaxing on the couch,
watching the Spurs game,
which wasn't relaxing.
No, it wasn't. It was horrible.
Yeah. Toes only.
Toes only. I think I've got a picture.
Is it toes only or only toes?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's only fans.
Well, I mean, clearly you've got some sort of foot fetish.
So there's a toes.
And based on some of the reactions here listening, there are people out there with a foot fetish. Although your gnarly toes, I don't think is what they're looking for.
You know, here's the deal. With all transparency, I never even saw the foot. Didn't even think about it. It was Rob Thompson who just got infatuated by my foot.
I mean, he and Rex Ryan. I just couldn't believe you built the fire, but it took a while to realize you had a fire in the background. And to tell me you didn't notice your foot was in the picture would be like saying that you didn't realize the reflection was going to show that you weren't wearing pants. I mean, that would be the accident, not my foot's in the picture. You were trying to show off your foot.
I was not.
You were admiring your foot.
I didn't realize the foot was there.
And somebody commented, how the hell are you sitting where there's only one foot in the picture? Where's your other foot?
Because I'm trying to get
sitting Indian style.
I'm trying to get the perfect shot
of your foot,
of the fire and the wine and the Spurs game.
Okay.
And so I wasn't even thinking about the foot. I had one foot on the ground, one foot up on the ottoman.
And
the only I saw the foot or even thought about it was my good buddy Rob Thompson.
No, Ryan on the comments says OnlyFans for feet is a real thing.
Wow.
Now,
see that?
You know, former Marine, happy Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Sure. Is there really a toes only? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Dude, I don't know. But I might find out. I mean, with this reaction, gosh, I had no clue.
With this reaction, you wouldn't be able to buy lunch. I wouldn't invest a lot in camera equipment for your toes only account.
I don't have to. I got a phone. I think that'll do it. I mean, so what do you do? Do you like zoom into the big toe and then show them all and then zoom in the little toe? And I mean, I don't know how this works. Do you do different shots maybe from the other side of the foot?
If you're going to try to make money at this, you might want to do a little research.
I'm just saying, maybe I should go get a pedicure first.
You probably do need a pedicure.
Probably
You probably
do.
just got a pedi and you were trying to show it off.
I haven't. It's been a while.
Well,
so
we could
it's
all
time.
actually tell.
It's been a while. You're welcome, San Antonio.
Can we do the headline blitz?
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
You know, when you do a job like this, whether you're doing a talk show, if you're calling games, if you tell a story, you better be 100% accurate.
Absolutely.
With what you're saying. Now, there are times where a producer will tell you a story. There are other people that are doing research, or you read an article in a paper, but you cite that source, right?
Yep.
Or if you tell a story, it better be accurate. Especially if you're calling games. especially if you're calling games on a national level where everybody is watching and critiquing everything you say. Now, Troy Aikman's been doing television for a long time at an extremely high level, one of the best in the business right now doing it. He had a call last night or Monday night that is coming into question.
Sacks or not, Quinnen Williams is having an impact on games in the pressure that he's able to get and the double teams that he attracts, and he opens things up for all of these other players. So Quinnen Williams, he keeps telling Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich they got to come up with some ways to give him some single opportunities so he can get some sacks. He says he's the highest paid decoy in football.
He says he's the highest paid decoy in football.
Who does he say that to, Troy?
Well, see, Troy makes it, Troy heard that from somebody. Right? Somebody told that, whether it was a coach in the coaching meeting but the way he said it, he says he is this.
Yes.
Quinnen Williams, after his press conference, said, hey, before I go, I got something to say.
Real quick. I seen something like Troy Aikman said that I said something about being a decoy. Like, I never said that. Like, I never talked to Troy Aikman. I never said that to Troy Aikman. Like, I don't know where he got that from. Like, I never came out of my mouth that I was the highest paid decoy or something like that he said on Monday night or something like that. Yeah. So I never said that. Like, I never talked to him before the game. I never alluded to that. Like, it's never been out of my mouth. So
you never had a conversation?
Like, I never had a conversation with him at all. So to hear him say that I said that is kind of like upsetting that he would lie on me like that or say that I said that. So that's kind of weird to me. So.
Now,
yeah, for sure. It was definitely misleading. So.
It might be misleading.
Well, he's calling him a liar.
Well, and again, it'll be interesting to see if Troy Aikman responds to this.
He's going to have to. He'll be asked about it. You know he will.
And my guess is in one of the coaching meetings, one of the coaches probably said that. Yeah, he calls himself the biggest decoy out there. Huh. And Troy was like, well, that's a pretty good line. I'm going to use that.
Absolutely.
But the way Troy said it during the game, as if Troy was having the conversation with Williams, and that is what Williams told him.
Well, I mean, for Williams to not leave the press conference before addressing that, it meant a lot to him. He had to get it off his chest, and he wanted to set the record straight. Look, we've all been there. I mean, we've all said things, and maybe a source you had wasn't exactly correct, and all of that kind of stuff. It's happened to me for sure, and so I sympathize with Troy there for a little bit. But for this guy to come out and say, hey, I don't know where Troy's getting that from, and I'm basically saying, he kind of lied on national TV.
Well, and again, I think to defend Troy in a situation like that, producer gives you stuff. This is what he says. Then you're going with that.
I don't think a producer gave it to him, though. Do you? I mean, I think Troy. I'm with you. I think he heard it from somebody.
But there's so many production meetings that go in, and they go in and they meet with quarterbacks and coordinators and other players.
Right.
So somewhere along the way, that was said, and the research that goes into those games, the access that those guys get to put on a good TV broadcast to be able to tell a story is pretty impressive. Troy doesn't come up with that line without it coming from somewhere, although on the broadcast, he made it sound like it came directly from Williams.
Well, I just wonder now, because Troy's going to be asked about it. I mean, he's going to want to set the record straight. Yep. Does he throw somebody under the bus? Does he take the blame and say, whatever? I mean, he's going to have to explain this.
He will.
I don't think he's going to be able to let this one slide.
It's going to be, because I know a lot of those coaches, there are certain plays that will happen. Hey, look for this, look for that. Don't be caught off guard with this. And hell, I do that with my high school games.
Right.
Yeah. Right. You build up that trust with who you're talking to. And for Troy, there's going to be a little damage control. I don't think Troy meant that to sound as an insult, even though it came across as an insult.
Well, it obviously insulted Williams.
Well,
he didn't like it.
Who wants to be the highest paid decoy?
Exactly.
I mean, right now the Cowboys have that with Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, they sure do.
They just don't call it that.
Although he may not be the highest paid decoy.
Well, no, but he's a pretty expensive damn decoy. Yeah, if you ask me. Speaking of broadcasters, tonight we get a wonderful game. It was at Carolina, Chicago. Al Michaels is thrilled.
I'm sure.
But he's not going anywhere. He says he is doing next year.
Well, with the money that Al Michaels makes, why would you quit?
He's not going to live long enough to spend half of what he has in the bank.
Well, I mean, who knows? We don't know what kind of ego Al Michaels has. He may think he's going to live forever.
I mean, he might.
What is he, mid-70s?
He's mid-70s. He's never eaten a vegetable in his life. I mean, he's a picture of health every time you see him.
Yeah, he's a picture of health, all right.
I mean, he really is the picture of health that says don't mix in a salad every now and then.
Exactly.
I mean, it's there, but he's going strong. And in his life has never knowingly eaten a vegetable.
Well, okay. And
which makes him my hero.
I'm not mad at him for that. I'm just saying, I'm not sure about that whole picture of health thing.
Well, I mean, he's going to live forever.
Well, he may think that.
I mean, look at Keith Richards.
He's
still alive, right? Yeah.
It's hard to,
picture of health.
For any of us, if you enjoy what you're doing, to quit if you feel like your health is there, and not to mention the fact that Al Michaels' bank account is fat.
I don't know how you enjoy Carolina, Chicago, because when there are bad games on the schedule, he knows that there are bad games on the schedule. But we're going to watch it because we're sheep, and it's the NFL. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Auto Complex. Very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
It's R&R in the morning.
Friday on R&R in the morning, I'm sailing the boat with James Pledger. He'll be here. Rudy will be on the course, we think. At least he won't be here. We're getting you ready for the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy's stopping by. RJ Ochoa will be here for his regular. The Spurs are playing an in-season tournament. We'll grade the courts so far and look at the San Antonio version of the in-season tournament. Join us early. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Thanksgiving season is the best. That's right, Mr. Turkey. Everyone loves this time of year. Just like Connecticut water softener customers love their Connecticut. Definitely. A Connecticut water softener is the best in the business. Yes, it does keep your feathers soft. Yes, your waddle smooth. And your wings, nah, those things are pretty useless. This is Chris Canepa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. Connecticut is a much different water softener compared to the other brands. There's no computer, nothing to plug in, and it runs on kinetic energy. That means you'll own a water softener that works time and time again. You said it. Everyone can try a Connecticut for 90 days absolutely free. Just call 656-PURE. Mr. Turkey, you're pretty calm considering, Well, on Thanksgiving, we eat turkey.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Connecticut. SA.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Football season means grilling season, and Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks is your one stop for all your tailgating and home gating needs. With one of the best grilling sections, Five Oaks Ace Hardware has a huge selection of Traeger, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Blackstone, plus all your grill accessory needs with over 300 spices and rubs, over 20 brands of charcoal, wood chips, pellets, and everything you need for tailgating or home gating. Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger.
Friday on R&R in the morning. We're getting you ready. Mike McCarthy here, bright and early. RJ Ochoa stops by, and guess what? A very special blossom. We will be joined by James Pledger. Now back to the Blitz. Jason and Joe. Hey, we're getting ready for a fine weekend. Congratulations on being in studio all week and not making a mess. Thank you very much, Joe. I hope you have shoes on today.
You should put feet all over the top. Never mind. That's a bad idea.
No, I think it's a great idea.
It really isn't. Keep your shoes on in the house.
It's not the side I'm going to sit on. I'm fine.
What? What'd you say?
I said it's not the side I sit on, so fine. I don't care.
Rod wouldn't know.
I'll leave him a picture, a nice close-up.
Please don't.
I'll leave him a close-up. He'd appreciate that.
I don't think that he would.
I think he might.
I really don't.
How well do you know Rob?
I know Rob pretty well. There's certain things that freak the man out in life.
I had to look at his
pictures of
feet quite a bit, actually, when he nearly tore his toe off.
Oh, God.
In where were we? In Phoenix?
No, that was in Oxnard last year.
Ah, see? I had to look at that nasty foot. So, mine's a hell of a lot better looking than that one.
Well, because his was damaged.
Oh, so otherwise it'd be pretty?
No, look.
Purdy.
I don't know that any of us have purdy feet. In fact, I'm pretty sure none of us have purdy feet.
Well, some people have pretty feet.
Yeah, none of us.
None of us.
None,
Gotcha.
none of us have pretty feet. But you go back to like the way we travel when we get to go places, typically with this radio station, is we rent big houses through Airbnb or VBRO. It in the long run, it's a lot less expensive than getting us all individual hotel rooms, and we're all too old to share a room.
And
right?
a hell of a lot more comfortable, yes.
It is. But when you do that, when you're sharing a house with 5-6 guys in a week, you realize you see the way they are in their natural habitat.
Right.
And honestly, Rob is not one of those kind of guys that walks around barefoot all the time. I don't know what he does at his house, but like when you wake up in the morning and you go take a leak or whatever, sure. But outside of that, like I get home and shoes and socks off, basketball shorts on, and a t-shirt, I'm comfortable.
Well, of course.
Rob is, until he turns in for the night, stays
dressed?
more or less dressed.
Does he really?
You didn't know? You haven't noticed that?
I guess I haven't noticed that.
Now granted, since he moved to mornings, he gets, like an Oxnard, because it's so damn early out there in California, they get back from work before we're even up for the afternoon show.
So we don't see them a whole hell of a lot.
No, but they just fall asleep on the couch until we make them drive us to work at the crack of noon. Benefits of being an afternoon show versus a morning show.
Yep.
So Rob in shoes and toes. I remember that Hard Knocks. He was pretty freaked out by Coach Ryan's foot fetish.
It was hairy. Wait, was it? Does Rex Ryan have hairy feet?
I think he likes hairy feet.
He likes hairy feet.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm hoping those aren't the toes that Coach Ryan is into.
Well,
I'm hoping he was talking about his wife's toes. And they better not be hairy.
I'm sure he was. Yeah, my wife has pretty feet.
Sure.
She does.
My wife doesn't.
Really?
No.
See, dude, you've been married a long time. You can get away with that.
What?
Saying your wife's feet aren't pretty. You should lie to the people. You're telling everybody in San Antonio and South Texas your wife has ugly feet.
I'm not going to lie.
Oh, my God.
You will. That's what we just learned from that.
No, Maggie's feet they're pretty.
Oh, Suki.
Exactly.
There's something.
They're pretty.
There's something.
She got party feet. And apparently so do I. So there's that.
Apparently you think you do.
We are the good-looking feet couple.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if you can do that OnlyFans as a couple.
I mean, there's kinkier things out there.
I'm sure, right? Little toe dance.
Pledge, I don't even want to know what hand signal you just made, but I don't think that's legal in 49 countries.
Little toe dance.
Wow. Do you play footsies?
Sure.
Little toe on toe action.
You don't do that anymore?
No, dude. No, I don't like feet.
Wow.
I don't like. There's
I'm not
to me,
opposed.
there's nothing worse. You're laying in bed and she puts her feet on you, man. I don't want anything to do with that.
You romantic devil, you. I tell you what. Oh my
I've
God.
been married damn near 30 years, and that poor woman's probably had 5 foot massages from me throughout that time.
Jeez.
See, I'm an not anti-foot guy. I'm not a fan of feet. They do nothing to there's nothing sexy about them to me.
Well, that's not exactly, my first go-to, but I mean,
well, the way you're talking, I mean,
I'm just saying,
it all starts with a foot massage.
This all started with Rob Thompson. He's the one who started this whole thing. I didn't even know my foot was there.
Oh, you didn't know your foot was there, my ass.
Did not.
Nobody is buying that. It's like you centered your foot in the photo. Like,
you have to understand, I was sitting on my couch, right? So my couch is there, TV, and I'm thinking, this is a nice picture waiting to happen. So I kind of lean down, take one foot off.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. The photo looks like your foot is up on the ottoman.
Well, the right foot is.
And so where's your other foot?
The left
Are you
foot's
sitting
down,
on it?
No, the left foot's down on the floor. And so I'm trying to get down, hunker down, so I make sure I get the fire. I make sure I get the glass of wine.
Well, that seems just kind of awkward. I mean,
TV.
literally, you could have sat up and kind of gone Johnny Bench and got a much better angle, and no feet are involved.
It was all about getting the shot, and so I didn't realize the foot was there until
nobody is buying that.
Suck on that all week.
I mean, you're now toe Reinagel on the Blitz. Toe Reinagel, ladies and gentlemen.
You're welcome, San Antonio.
Good Lord. Toe Reinagel
coming to a billboard near you. Oh my goodness.
I did not say my wife's feet rival Bigfoot. Not at all what I said, Joshua. But I'm not saying anything that she hasn't heard.
That was funny.
Frank Mateo says the more Joe tries to justify it, the worse it gets. Toe Reinagel.
I'm just saying.
You're going to have to change your Twitter and everything now.
I know it.
Toe Twitter.
Toe 210. Hey, the white belt,
we're back to camels all of a sudden.
I love that camel. Toe. Holy cow.
No, it's camels, not cows. Oh. I mean, that's just utterly ridiculous.
It's totally.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Oh, my goodness.
Pledge, what are you showing me here on the screen? Do we got something to give away? What do we want to give away?
Eric Johnson tickets.
We got Eric Johnson tickets?
That's what that says. Yeah.
All right.
He's going to be where? At the Majestic?
No, the Aztec.
Aztec.
Rob says he's a guitar virtuoso.
He is, dude. Eric Johnson's incredible. He's an incredible guitarist. Joe the Toe's going to be there?
I don't know. Am I going to be there?
Sure, you're going to be there.
Why not? When is it?
April 7th.
Okay, let me mark my calendar.
Yeah, plenty of time to plan.
That's right.
Exactly.
You get a pedicure before that?
You might need 4 or 5 before then.
April 2nd, I can get a pedicure on the 6th.
Joe gives a whole new meaning to 10 toes deep.
Is it 10 toes deep or 10 toes up?
That was deep. Might be up. I don't know.
Well, are you talking about when Jerry said that on the show? It was 10 toes up. 10 toes up. Jerry had
what does that mean?
Dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's dead.
All right.
I mean, there's something about, he was talking about, he's going to be in control. He'll never hire a GM, whatever it is we were talking about. Everything he's doing is to win Super Bowls, and I'm going to do that till I'm 10 toes up.
Well, I mean, I'm 10 toes up when I'm asleep. So
well,
I'm
not
just saying.
necessarily. What if you roll on your side?
Well, I
mean, do you sleep on your belly ever?
No, I don't.
You're not a belly sleeper.
I'm a side guy.
Side guy?
Or a back guy.
So not 10 toes up always.
Not always.
Not always.
So that
it's a reference to being dead.
Well,
you're not dead yet.
No.
I mean,
not yet.
Not yet. But it's 62. I mean,
well, I'm getting closer.
I mean,
I've just entered the fourth quarter.
Well, you're a golfer. You're on the back nine of life. You just don't know what hole you're on.
Well, that's true. Do any of us know what hole we're on?
No.
I mean, you could be on the front nine and not make the turn.
Well, I mean, that's true. And especially if you've seen my golf game.
Yeah, well, I have.
All right. Eric Johnson tickets. You want them? In the spirit of Joe Reinagle, caller number 10. 10 toes. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller number 10. You're going to win tickets to go see Eric Johnson coming up in April at the Aztec Theater. When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I know I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They do fantastic work. Added extra outlets in my garage, put up a nice spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room when you have to set the mood when you're at home alone with your toes, Joe. I don't know. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whatever the project is, they've got the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get that job done. So call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Panthers in Chi-Town to battle the Bears at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancer pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Save on stuff you really need and stuff you bought for fun. Stuff you've always really wanted this holiday at Amazon. Stuff that is discounted if you're naughty or you're nice. Stuff to buy your grandma who drinks her Chardonnay with ice. Stuff to make you big and strong. Stuff we can name in this song. Stuff for lawns and decking halls. Save big on stuff at Amazon. Stuff.
Time to start planning your Thanksgiving dinner, and that starts with the turkey. And the best turkeys are from Tri-County Meat Market. Tri-County gets their turkeys from Barber Farms in Colorado. These fresh, all-natural turkeys are never frozen and come between 8 and 24 pounds. Tri-County Meat Market only gets a limited number, so reserve your turkey before they sell out. Pre-order your turkeys and your pies from the Ultimate Cheesecake Bakery now at either Tri-County Meat Market location on Huebner Road or on Ralph Fair Road.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice. In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose. Mommy. That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
The only gun show left in San Antonio returns to the Shriner Auditorium, 1604 in Blanco. Can't make it this weekend? This Friday, Texas Gun Shows is open 4 to 7 p.m. and 10 to 5 Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday. Texas Gun Shows at Shriner Auditorium this Friday through Sunday.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He is Toe Ryan Eagle. I'm Jason Minutes.
That's growing on me.
Joe the Toe.
Joe the Toe.
You don't want things growing out of your toe.
Well, it's too late for that.
There's an ointment.
Yeah. Too late for that.
Fun guy.
You get hairy, too. Especially on that big toe, man. That hair is out of control. It's like all over the place.
Really?
Yeah. It was hairy.
Joe takes off his socks and rubs his foot, and he's not sure if his socks are on inside out or not.
Well, exactly.
Like a Brillo
or
pad.
if I'm petting the dog. You never know.
Spurs last night. They were like a hairy toe in New York. Just ugly. Just ugly.
I can't get over the lack of defense for this ball club. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a Spurs team ever play this poor on the defensive side. I've seen them play poorly on the offensive side, but never defensively.
You know, Greg Popovich hangs his hat on defense.
He does.
I gotta believe behind closed doors when he's watching film, it just makes him sick. Because that's at least something you can control. Shots going in or not, I mean, eventually shoot or shoot. You know,
sure.
I mean, you run plays, things happen, but defense is the one thing you can control. What I don't understand when I look at this Spurs team defensively through 8 games, it's not lack of effort.
No.
Because generally poor defense, it could be, do you give a damn on the defensive side?
Sure.
Especially in the NBA. You see guys that don't care about
James Harden
expending energy on the defensive end. That's not the case with this group. It's not like they're lost. It's not like you feel like they're just, that's the hard part is how does everybody get hot shooting, especially from 3 against the San Antonio
Spurs? They're wide open.
Well,
I mean,
there's
they're
that.
wide open. I saw New York Knicks. It was like pregame.
Yeah.
I mean, they're shooting wide open, nobody around them at all. It's crazy.
You know, Pop said yesterday after the game, and he had an interesting post-game press conference, which felt like all of them, but the New York media, I guess, aren't used to that, so they thought he was just being an a-hole to everybody. Right. But he talked about the Spurs' defensive effort.
What am I seeing? I'm seeing people score 120 and 130. That's what I'm seeing.
And 150, by the way, Pop. You forgot that one.
You know, but again, I mean, you know, every time they're out there, they're learning.
Well, it's not about losses. It's, you know, every game is a game of mistakes. You learn when you win, you learn when you lose. But, you know, we'll watch film, we'll pick out things for the team and for individual players, and we'd be doing the same thing if we had won the game. So there's really no difference.
And I get that, and he said that for a long time, and the same kind of speech.
Sure.
All you know what I'm talking about. I'm 150. I mean, dude, that's just
it's an all-star game. I mean, they're playing all-star game kind of defense.
Horrible.
And you look at a Knicks team. And I know what's nuts is if you just see the final score, you go, it wasn't so bad. But if you watch the game, it was awful.
It was awful.
And headline on ESPN, Wemby can't save the defense by himself or something along those lines.
Which is just kind of a ridiculous headline. I mean, it really is.
Are you going to pick a fight with a headline writer again?
It's a ridiculous headline.
I mean,
so Wemby's doing everything he can, is what this headline is saying, and it's everybody else's fault. That's what that headline reads to me.
Well, it's not Wemby's.
Well, no, it's not. But I don't understand. Look, I want just be honest with me. Wemby did not play well last night.
An honest headline doesn't get you to click.
Well, maybe.
But I look at Wemby. I expected him to be far better on the defensive end to start his NBA career at 7 foot forever, as opposed to the offense still figure it out. Even his defense hasn't been stellar. And that, I think, might be the biggest surprise and, quite frankly, the biggest disappointment. There is no way he was ever going to live up to the immediate expectation. We've seen one monster game. In that one game, I think we all thought we would see something similar to that from game one and only get better. We've seen one. We've seen a glimpse of what the future is going to be. And, man, was it beautiful. But we haven't seen really that since, especially in first halves of game. I don't know what the Spurs can do to get him going on the offensive end because, you know, through an 8-game sample size, when he gets it going on the offensive end, he picks up the energy on the defensive end.
You know, well, that's a fair point. I just don't. I think everybody's a little confused, and I look at the game and I watched the game last night, and it's like I just think nobody really knows what to do, and I think that will happen. I think there will come a point in time where this team will click.
Well,
but it's going to take some time, and again, are these the guys that he's going to click with? I mean, will this team look like it does now come this time next year?
Well, I think this year with this plan the Spurs seem to have, because they're so open with us about what their plans are. Give Wemby a year in the NBA and figure out what he is as an NBA player and go build around that.
Sure.
As opposed to this offseason, hey, Dame's available. Let's try to go get Dame. I mean, you know, but when I look at this Spurs team, and I know we're 8 games in, but what you just said, communication.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what they're doing.
They seem lost.
Well, this is the same group from last year that just added in a Wemby. So if they're lost with a lot of guys that have a lot of games together, and all you've done is add in Wemby, who's a sensational, generational type player, at what point do we start saying, are they getting coached up the right way? At what point, if they're having communication issues year 2 together with this group, with Jeremy and Keldon and, you know, Devin Vassell, if those guys don't know how to communicate yet, we're more than 8 games in for them. Why are we having issues? At what point do you say, are they getting coached up right? When is it a coaching problem, not a player problem.
Well, yeah, that's a fair point. I'm not going to argue that. It's a fair point. Look, but guys like Keldon Johnson, he's got to step up, and I thought he was. Last night he didn't play well. Devin Vassell, I think, is another guy that will continue to improve. And I think this team, as they're constructed now, will improve, and it will be a different team in February than it is right now. But look, when Tim Duncan came in the league, he had some veterans around him. He had a David Robinson.
It's a ready-made team.
That's what I'm saying. Look, and I don't care whatever. I heard this conspiracy theory that if somebody's heard from somebody that they want another lottery pick. That's ridiculous. Okay, stop. Now, if they get it, okay, so be it. But you need some veteran players here around Victor Wemby. You can't just go. This is the youngest team in the NBA.
Yep.
You need to put some veteran experience in this lineup to go with Victor Wembanyama and help him learn the game of basketball in the NBA.
100% agree. But they opted not to do that this offseason. When they won the lottery, they had two paths they could take. Let's get aggressive in free agency, try to make some trades, and put some veteran guys here and see. But how realistic is a championship window with Wemby? So attracting free agents on a 2-3 year contract, maybe a 4-year contract, so they want to see what he can do as an NBA player and build around it. They are young, outside of McBuckets, who actually didn't play awful last night.
No, he didn't.
But I mean, there's a lot of experimentation. I don't know if they're trying to get another lottery pick. And I still think, my preseason prediction of 38 games, I'm not backing off of that yet.
Well, you should.
But over the last couple of games makes you really wonder about that. But I when I hear and I see the communication type with guys that have played together for well over a year, that bothers me. That bothers me more than anything.
I get it, but go with me on this.
Okay.
It's the communication, and even when they get that, they're going to play better. But maybe the talent around Wemby is just not there. They need more. Devin Vassell, I think, is one of those guys. Is Keldon? I don't know. I mean, he may go the way of Murray, right? I mean, that's possible. I don't know, but I think they've got to infuse some veteran and I think once Wemby plays and gets used to the NBA and free agents see that, just like they did with Tim Duncan, they wanted to come here and play. I think we'll see the same thing with Victor Wembanyama.
I agree with that. And again, you go back in the offseason, I think everybody not named Wemby is tradable, but I would have started with Keldon. I think Keldon is a guy that you could get something in return for. This year, the Jeremy point guard experiment, I mean, they're really missing, I don't know, Josh Primo. Somebody that can run the point. I'm not a fan. I haven't been a fan of the idea of Jeremy running point. You go back to the offseason when it looked like that was going to be, I mean, who's the starter coming off the bench? I think Trey Jones should be starting, Keldon coming off the bench. I don't like Jeremy running point. And to this far into the season, that is an experiment that hasn't worked. Yet the Spurs coaching staff is continuing to be very patient with that. So there's something that those guys see, and they know a hell of a lot more basketball than I do and you do. And
sure.
And in Pop we trust, right? I mean, we've said that forever. I'm just not a fan of what I'm seeing right now. And it's kind of like you look at the house being built and they haven't put up walls. It's just a foundation and the boards are up and you try to go, okay, well, this is going to be a room and we're going to put in this over here. I need a picture. I can't, I don't,
sure.
And right now that's where they are in constructing this thing.
We're 8 games in, so I'm not panicking. I think they're going to get better and this team will improve as constructed right now. I just think to take the next level, the next step, you're going to have to add some veteran talent into this group and make some changes. I mean, you're going to have to. I just don't believe that as constructed, this team is talented enough to take that next step into the next level.
Now, that said, most people, aside from Rudy J, most people don't have them as a playoff team.
No.
Maybe a play-in team.
Maybe.
Under 500 team. As the deadline gets closer, do you make trades then? Or are you sellers with guys that you know aren't going to be a part of the future?
Could be.
I mean,
but the Spurs have a ton of money to spend.
They have a ton
in
of
the
money
offseason.
and a wonderful collection of draft picks up on the shelf. They look pretty. They get dusted daily. Do you add to that collection?
Gosh, to do what with? Compare it to Oklahoma City's closet?
I mean, it's all a measuring stick game, isn't it?
I guess. I mean, and Oklahoma City, maybe this is their year to finally make the playoffs. I don't think they've got a team that's going to make a championship run, but I think they might be good enough to get into the playoffs. But I mean, look, it's a process.
All right.
But at the same time, I don't know what's going to happen. I just know we almost lost Tim Duncan. It was close.
Yeah.
There's going to come a point in the not too distant future where that could be an issue and a concern with one Victor Wembanyama.
When you look at 8 games in, that's a very fair conversation, although way too premature.
Sure. It's down the line.
Because he knows he's not playing good basketball. He's not playing to the level that he wants to play. I can't imagine what it's like for him with the expectation level that he comes in with and that burden that he wakes up with on a daily basis. Now, he's embraced it. He understands this is the life that he has chosen. You know, unlike Tim Duncan, who came into a ready-made championship team after 4 years of college. David Robinson had already been in the military and came to a really good team. LeBron was a part of a pretty good AAU squad in Cleveland when he joined.
That made the finals,
at 19,
by the way.
Not in his first year.
Well, that was close. Was it second?
3 years? 3 years in for him?
I'd have to look, to be honest with you. Now, they weren't good enough to do anything. Obviously, the Spurs
they swept them. But no, I would say, I would take getting swept in the finals after what I saw last night, even though after they got swept, I'd bitch about it. But I think it took LeBron a Cleveland team to the postseason. So it was his third year? So his third year in the league.
The 07 finals, he rookied out in 2003, which meant 2004 would have been.
Yeah, so it took him a while to get Cleveland, and all the comparisons are to LeBron. So, and this team probably better than what LeBron had in Cleveland, although not much better. It's the same make and model. You just got the upgraded version of that same make and model of what they had in Cleveland.
LeBron was good enough to carry that team all the way through the East and into the finals in his third year. And look, I think that's fair, because you figure by year 3, Wemby will know the NBA. His feet are certainly soaking wet, and we should see Victor Wembanyama for everything that we expect out of him, certainly by year 3, if not sooner than that. But by then, yes. Will he be good enough to carry a team of misfits the way LeBron did to an NBA Finals?
So are we better than misfits at this point?
I think we're in that category. Misfits.
Although
it depends on misfits. The Spurs misfits are a good thing. The Clippers misfits, not so much.
Because I'm just clarifying how you use misfits.
Well, that's so.
Hey, did you see your guy LeBron yesterday get blown out by the Houston Rockets?
I saw that, yeah. And I've seen the Clippers lose a couple of games in a row, too. They can't figure out how to fit
Aren't they
the beard
0-2 in the beard system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious, and it couldn't happen to a better team.
That he is.
Or a better guy.
Well, and then even the call, was it, what game was it? Ian Eagle calling, and the pass went right to him, and he called it. That was funny. If you haven't seen that, go find it on the internet. It's on there. Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys will join us coming up at 4:30 here on the Blitz. You think about that game last night for the Spurs. It was tough to watch, but one of the reasons that kept me interested in the second half is what I had going at Underdog Fantasy, because at halftime, I was able to go higher than 10.5 points for Wemby. That's where the line ended up at when you think about the projection at halftime was over 10.5, higher than 10.5. And that's what you do at Underdog Fantasy. Select whether they are going to be higher or lower on their predicted stats. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It is a fantasy game, but you can win real money, and it is legal in Texas and a ton of fun to play with their Pick'em game. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use promo code STAR when you sign up, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick in their Pick'em lobby. Underdog Fantasy, promo code STAR. And again, all you have to do is select whether you think a player is going to be higher or lower their predicted stats, picking between 2 and 5 players to build your Pick'em entry. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Promo code STAR at Underdog Fantasy.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 2:30, the Cowboys tackle the Giants in an NFC East battle.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, AA Best Bail Bonds, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, this is Travis Kelce, NFL tight end and proud member of the Lowe's home team. Lowe's knows when you've got the best price, you've already won. That's why we offer the lowest price guarantee. If you find a better price online or in store, we'll match it. Now you can score on the top brands from the Lowe's home team picks, like Scotts, LG, and DeWalt. So take on your projects with confidence. Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retail partner of the NFL.
Price match applies to same item, current price of qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
I think we're lost again.
Wait, what does that sign over there say?
Caution wildlife crossing?
No, next to it.
If you're a 6 year older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. Ouch, I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus in present state where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
SA Card House, located at 281 in Bitters, is the premier card house in San Antonio, and it's about that time for the 154K Thanksgiving giveaway. That's right, October 16th all the way through November 29th. They're giving away 154K, 17 hot seats drawn per day every single hour from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Now check this out for your members. For the members who have more than 80 hours of playing time during the promotion period, they're going to receive a multiplier. That's right, the multiplier bonus, 80 to 99 hours, 2 times the prize amount, 100 to 224 hours, 3 times, and anything over 225 hours, you're going to get 4 times the prize amount. So what does that mean? You know our slogan at SA Card House. You have to play to get the pay. Check it all out at www.sacardhouse.com. That's 13400 San Pedro Avenue, San Antonio, Texas. Call them up, 474-0023. That's SA Card House at Bitters and 281.
Macy's holiday deals are going on now. Don't miss great savings on everything you need, from hosting essentials to gifts they'll love. Like 40% off designer handbags, perfect for any outfit. 50 to 60% off designer suit updates for him. And get 60% off warm winter bedding for you and your guests. Plus, download the app for even more great holiday deals at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
With Black Friday appliance savings all month long at the Home Depot, we're making the holidays merrier by making holiday hosting easier with our lowest prices of the year on Whirlpool kitchen appliances. Get everything you need to store all your holiday favorites
Dinner's ready.
and the leftovers with top brand kitchen appliances at a great value. Save up to $2,300 on select kitchen packages, including top brands like Whirlpool with Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Monday Night Football. KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Wemby and the Spurs got smoked in the Big Apple last night. Victor, he had 14 points in the loss, but didn't seem too fazed by the performance, saying this team is young and still learning.
We do have a rough start, collectively, but we're young, the youngest team in the league, so we're learning.
No doubt. Spurs are back home tomorrow night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. We got Thursday Night Football tonight. Panthers taking on the Bears. You can listen to it right here beginning at 6:30.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Toe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You caught that, huh?
You may have to explain that to folks that are just tuning in.
That you're Toe Reinagel?
Toe Reinagel, yeah.
Uh-huh. Big Toe Joe?
Big Toe, hairy toe.
Stephen Jones joins us in about 30 minutes from right now.
Yeah.
I wonder if Stephen Jones has ever just gone home to an empty house because his wife is off doing something. He decided, you know what? I'm going to watch a Spurs game. I'm home alone. I'm going to pour myself a glass of wine. I'm going to turn on the fireplace because I've got a little switch and boom, instant fire that actually puts out heat. When it's 73 degrees outside, put my feet up and send a picture of my foot to the dudes that I work with.
That wasn't exactly the plan. The foot was not part of the plan.
Well, how was the foot not part of the plan?
It wasn't. I was trying to get the best shot.
Of what? Of your foot?
Exactly. I wouldn't
toes only.
I wouldn't even have known.
Only toes.
If it wasn't for Rob Thompson of R&R.
What do you mean you wouldn't have known? You didn't see the foot that made your picture?
Well, I wasn't planning on the foot being in the picture. That was not the thing. I wanted to
How
get
do you take a picture of your feet and not plan on the feet not being in there?
The picture wasn't of my feet.
It really was of your toe.
It was more of the television, which had the Spurs game on, the fireplace, and the wine. Look, you guys are jealous. That's fine. I get it. I
don't know if jealous is the word. Now,
I had a great pizza.
If you're
before that,
if you're
perfect
watching on the YouTube channel and subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel
and like us,
and hit that thumbs up button while you're there. How come we don't get like a big toe that somebody could click on? In honor of Joe Reinagel, pretend that thumb is his toe. Give him a toe. I'm going to show you this picture that Joe sent out to the group, in which he says he wasn't trying to include his foot in the photo. And you tell me if he's full of crap or not.
Oh, man.
Here's the photo.
Uh-huh. It was hairy.
You see how, I mean, that foot is so white. The white balance on there. I mean, we should adjust this, edit it. with some sort of balance. But you see the foot, you see the wine, and then I realized there's a fire in the fireplace in the background.
And that's the first thing. I get that text back from Minix. It's like, it's 73 degrees. Who made the rules?
Who made the rules of what?
That when you could have a fire. It could be 105. If I wanted a fire in the fireplace, I'd turn it on.
All right, we need piano music for this pledge because we're setting the mood. Can we get some piano music? Maestro? Now, keep in mind the story that Joe is telling here. His wife is off doing something with other people.
She went to dinner, with a friend of hers that she hadn't seen in a while.
Okay. So Joe is home alone. He's got a hall pass for the night. You got pizza for dinner.
Pizza for dinner.
You pick it up somewhere along the way,
I did.
or frozen pizza from Costco?
No, I picked it up.
All right. So he's home alone. He has the house to himself.
Right. Spurs game on.
Spurs game is on.
Uh-huh.
He builds himself a romantic fire.
It was extremely.
He flipped a switch.
I did.
Because he's got one of those fireplaces that you don't need to even go cut wood. You just.
Because if I had to do that, I'd never have a fire.
Exactly.
So,
you lazy bastard.
That's exactly right.
So we're setting the mood.
Oh.
Home alone.
Uh-huh.
Let's build a fire.
Right.
Let's pour a nice glass of wine. And I'm sitting here by myself. Pull out my phone.
Well, we had been talking, truth be told.
Who's we?
Well, in the chat thing, how bad the Spurs were playing.
Well, yeah. And at what point you whipped out your phone and decided to send us a foot picture?
It wasn't a foot picture.
It really is a foot picture.
I was just trying to say, hey, fellas, it's a nice, relaxing, Wednesday night, Spurs game on. Hope you guys are having a great night, too. I didn't know the foot was there. I wouldn't even have noticed that until Rob Thompson comes back with a, hey, how about that foot, or whatever the hell he said.
Now,
I think it was like, Joe, that's a damn good looking foot.
That really isn't at all what happened. And truth be told, the first message in our group chat, because it came at 7:40, was a picture of Joe's foot. Up until then, we had not bitched about what we were watching. You started the group chat last night. As I look it up, the very first message was your foot. And Rob quickly fired back. Actually, Joe's night. And Rob responded, not with that foot. And then I said, toes only model, Joe Reinagle. And then you said, I was testing that. Thanks, fellas. OnlyFans, here I come.
Yeah.
And then I said, after some laughing emojis from Rudy, your foot distracted me. You have a fire going when it's 73 degrees?
Right.
And then Rob said, are you wearing a cardigan and have a lap blanket?
And I didn't know what a cardigan was, honestly.
Idiot.
So
it's a sweater.
Now I know that. And I guess the old guys wear cardigans. And the dude from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
But when I look
at that was a sweater, like the pullover sweater that you wrap around your neck. A cardigan is a button up. It's like what Mr. Rogers wore.
There you
he
go.
wore a cardigan.
Oh, okay. I got you.
See, and at this point, you're home alone. You're relaxing on the couch. Nobody knew if you were sitting there butt-ass naked or not. I'm just glad it was a picture of your foot and nothing else made it. If it was an accident that the foot got in the photo.
Well, I could see where you would, that could be an accident for other things to show up. I mean, I get it. It's
not really with you. It'd have to be a reflection off the table.
Out of control. I mean, I get it.
Well, I mean, you're home alone, relaxing.
Dude,
where's your other foot?
I was just trying. It was on the floor. I was just trying to show you guys that, it's a nice, relaxing. I expected maybe.
Were you showing off the wine, the fire, or your foot, and why?
And the TV.
Or we're a bunch of dudes.
I don't know, dude. It'd be last time I ever do it.
Thank God.
We get stuck on that all
Although, you guys like my feet so much, I'll probably just send you pictures of that from now on. Skip the wine in the fireplace in the Spurs game. Or you guys can go to OnlyFans and pay for it.
Grown-ass mom.
So either way, you're welcome. You guys are welcome.
Toe Reinagle.
Nobody said thank you.
They're welcoming. They want to, Pledge. He's at a loss for words. This is a first.
Yeah, that doesn't happen often.
No,
but
it does not.
Everything that I'm thinking probably gets me fired. So I'll leave that alone.
We can dance around it.
On our toes.
On our toes.
Ballet
Little
feet.
ballet,
You don't have
dude.
ballet feet. Actually, you might have ballet feet.
I
Aren't
don't
ballet
know.
feet kind of gnarly?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
They should be if they're not. I mean, I don't know how they do that stuff anyway.
Practice.
Is that, yeah. I guess those shoes help, right?
Joe with the accidental foot photo.
Yes.
To a bunch of dudes.
Uh-huh.
And is offended that we're giving him crap.
I'm not offended. It's fine. I expected that from you guys.
Has anybody ever randomly sent you a foot photo
by accident? I honestly did not think of the foot. That was not what was trying to be in the picture. And
come on.
No, really
in all honesty,
dude,
it almost
why would
felt
I want to send you guys a picture of my foot?
Well, I mean, we were all wondering the same thing. But in reality, it's like when you're in Mexico or pick your island destination, hell, Port Aransas. You know, very common there to get a picture with toes in the sand and ocean in the background, and that's the only appropriate time for a dude to send out a foot photo.
No, I don't know. I got a picture of you and your wife when you were in wherever you went, the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And yeah, you had no shirt on.
Well, that's fine. I'm at the Bahamas.
Well, I don't want to see that again.
Well, I mean,
ever.
It's beach photos. I mean,
yeah, well,
you kind of
shirt on.
You kind of did the same.
Not without. I guess I did.
Yeah. You know, if you're at the beach, if you're in a pool, you can be without a shirt, right? And in a beach with toes on your sand, with the ocean in the background or a cold beer is the only appropriate time for a dude to post a foot photo.
I did not realize
there are
the
rules
foot was
to
in
this.
the picture. I should have inspected
How
that.
do you not realize the foot was in the photo? I mean, I know it's a small foot, but it's still in there.
I know this is hard to believe, but I really
nobody believes you.
Would not send you, Rob, and Rudy a picture of my foot.
But you did.
I did.
You did.
Well, I didn't. It was not meant to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you'd send one to me?
Yeah, Schwampy might be upset. I didn't send it to him.
Well, send him a foot photo. He'll get all sweaty. That would make him sweat for all wrong reasons. That is for sure. Stephen Jones will join us in about 20 minutes from right now here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, my goodness. Bail me out, Woods Comfort Systems, will you please? Oh, my goodness. 67 years in business. That's how long they've been doing folks right. Look, I know the Woods family. I grew up with them in my hometown of Alice, Texas. They're good people. And look, they got to be good at what they do because you don't stay in business for 67 years if you are not. And they want to say thank you to you because for a limited time, they want to give you a furnace safety check, which is normally $129, only $67. Look, the weather's getting cold again, rain, all that kind of stuff. And you want to make sure that that furnace is working properly. Give them a call to set up an appointment, 877-324-6902. That number again is 877-324-6902. You can also go to woodscomfortsystems.com. You can also ask about their free second opinion and up to $1,000 buyback program. Ask them all those questions. They'll be happy to answer them for you. 877-324-6902. It's Woods Comfort Systems, 877-324-6902.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Panthers in Chi-Town to battle the Bears at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing. Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first date felt like our quinces. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit. And make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters for Reese's prices. To start our 40th Thump-A-licious year in business, we've got deals. Make your car go thump, thump, thump. Mother thump. Memphis audio speakers from $29. Nakamichi subwoofers from $49. JVC car stereos from $79. Hurry for this deal. 1,000-watt amplifier, 2 subwoofers, regularly $450, just $150, and a free ported sub box. Thump-A-licious, baby. Window tint from just $29. Protect yourself and your family from that stupid online car theft challenge. Car alarms from just $199. Austin, San Antonio, on the web at motherswindowtint.com. Like us on Facebook. Mother's Window Tint, home of the tint alarm special. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-713-8823 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-713-8823. That's 800-713-8823. What do you have to lose? Call 800-713-8823. Again, 800-713-8823.
America's Diamond offers our 5-year, 60-month financing program every day of the year. You don't have to wait for a sale to get 5-year financing with credit approval, or wait for a sale to get our guaranteed America's Diamond price, because we treat everyone fairly and with respect every day of the year. For almost 40 years, we have designed and created our extraordinary diamond jewelry right here in San Antonio. When you buy at America's Diamond, your money stays in San Antonio. Our whole company is located here and locally owned. Our kids and grandkids go to school here. All 40 of our coworkers live and shop in San Antonio for everything. Through the years, America's Diamond has supported thousands of wonderful charity events in San Antonio. We're the official jeweler of the San Antonio Spurs and of the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics. See our television program about diamonds and jewelry tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or see it right now at americasdiamond.com.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. NFL action tonight. Carolina, Chicago, here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling.
Going to be exciting.
Pre-game at 6:30. Still got to pick a winner, so go to sasportstar.com and get your picks in for this week's A Awesome tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge weekly winners get that $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware over on Thousand Oaks. So sasportstar.com, make those picks because, the Thursday night games, well, they count at the end of the year.
They do. I think I picked Chicago tonight.
You think you did?
I did, I think. Yeah.
You went with Mr. Bagel Chips over the first round pick?
I did, yes. Well, I just think they're the better of the bad teams. How about that?
It's such an interesting way that you have to look at games like that because it starts with a quarterback matchup. We'll talk about more of quarterback play coming up with Stephen Jones. How are the Cowboys approaching playing Tommy DeVito this week in what looks like a layup?
It does.
And just how many quarterbacks have been injured this year, how many backups or even third stringers are getting starts this weekend. Then you look at the upcoming draft and you think there could be 5-6 guys in the first round.
Yeah,
and then, other mid-round picks. I'm a big fan since he was at Arizona State of Jaden Daniels at LSU. He's not a first-round talent, but I like the way he plays. You look at Quinn Ewers, what round does he go? And what kind of NFL quarterback is he going to be? He's at the very least, Quinn Ewers, back this week. Kind of a surprise. Sark said he's good to go. He's gonna start Saturday as the Longhorns take on TCU.
The pledge just wrote up on the screen. He's being talked about as a first. I can't imagine.
Not Quinn Ewers, Jaden Daniels.
Oh, Jaden Daniels. Sorry about that. I'm not sure that Caleb Williams goes number 1 anymore.
May out of North Carolina might be, or Penix.
He could be.
It depends.
I mean, I think that it's a toss-up where, we had the who was going to go number 1 this year was CJ and Bryce Young, but we could have the same thing because for a while it was Caleb Williams all the way.
Yeah.
I think that stock has fallen considerably over the last several weeks. So it's going to be a fun draft, as it always is in the NFL.
You kind of go back. I mean, he's a Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams. He didn't forget how to play football, and that whole team has fallen apart. Lincoln Riley, the savior of USC, has just been.
Well, don't worry. He'll be a Dallas Cowboy head coach before long.
No. No. He lost his opportunity to ever think about coaching the Cowboys when he posted the worst brisket ever on social media.
So that did it, huh?
He can't come to Texas. Not with a brisket like that.
Well, he's coming.
No, he's not. He's not.
Mr. No Defense. It's just a shame that the offense at USC has, and their defense is so pathetic, they can't score enough points to win games.
You look at, I mean, and you think about USC, and I forget who it was that said he should just quit the rest of the year, which I'm not a fan of.
Not at all.
Not at all.
It was Robert Griffin, wasn't it? The third?
No, it was Acho. I think it was Acho that said it. And good business decision. And football is a business now. College football is a business. I don't like when they opt out of bowl games, although I understand that. But you can't opt out at this point of the season, and it doesn't look like that he will, because I think the opposite of that, he needs to close out this regular season on a high note to help that draft stock back up. And I wonder for Quinn Ewers, what was supposed to be a 3 or 4 week injury, he's only missed 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's been 3 weeks because they had a bye week.
Yeah, but I mean, similar injury from last year, and you saw the time he missed. He's clearly ready. Sark has proven he won't put a quarterback out there if they're not ready.
Sure.
But it will be interesting to see with now Quinn back, Malik back to backup, and Arch back to ain't no way in hell he's playing.
Right. Well, and that's probably how they want it anyway. Although I would love to see that guy get into a game just to get the game experience before next season. Quinn Ewers coming back is a good thing. I don't think they necessarily need him for TCU. TCU's not the same team, although, everybody gets up for Texas. And so you got to think about that.
Maybe that's why they're bringing him back against TCU.
Because they can't afford to stumble.
No.
They just can't. Another stumble and they're done.
No.
And that's the end of it. So you can't afford to stumble. And I tell you what, they've still got Oklahoma State on the schedule, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And they've proven to be pretty tough.
Yeah, they got up for Bedlam. Won that one.
Well, they've been winning quite a few.
Stephen Jones joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Stevens Roofing. The weather's turning colder. It's been rainy. It's just nasty. And if you've noticed that you might have a leak, something happening with your roof, you want to call a company that's, well, not only been in San Antonio and South Texas for a long time, they're not going anywhere. In other words, they stand behind their work. Stevens Roofing does that. They're the best at it. Look, you need a reliable roofer. It's a big expense, whether you need a new roof or just a patch-up job. You want somebody that's going to do it right, and that is Stevens Roofing. Give them a call at 210-785-0994. You can also get them online at stevensroofing.net. And it doesn't matter what your project is. If you've got a commercial project, they can handle that. You want a metal roof on your house? They can do that as well. Look, they're licensed by the city of San Antonio. That's important. Estimates are always free. So be sure that that roof is safe and secure with Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. 210-785-0994. Online at stevensroofing.net. And don't forget their saying, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 2:30, the Cowboys tackle the Giants in an NFC East battle.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, AA Best Bail Bonds, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime. Tonight, it's a showdown in the Windy City when the Carolina Panthers take on the Chicago Bears. Not a Prime member? Sign up for a 30-day free trial to stream the game. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Live from Chicago, it's the Panthers and the Bears on Thursday Night Football, and it's on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Oh, I love this restaurant. Glad we got a table quickly.
What does that sign say?
Caution, wet floor.
No, right next to it.
If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say.
Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
iPhone 15 Pro on Verizon.
This holiday, trade in any iPhone in any condition for the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium, Apple TV 4K, and 6 months of Apple One, all on us with unlimited Ultimate. Act now. Visit Verizon.com. 6 months of Apple One, then $10 per month. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on unlimited Ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Apple TV 4K and Apple One offers require eligible phone purchase with activation on unlimited Ultimate. Additional terms and conditions apply. Visit Verizon.com for details.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Ryan Eagle. I'm Jay Simonik. Stephen Jones will join us in a moment as the Cowboys get ready to take on the New York Giants this Sunday. Pre-game at 2:30, kickoff at 3:25 here on your home of Dallas Cowboys football. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, Ewald Kubota, and the law office of Jesse Hernandez.
It's nasty out. I just looked out the window.
Yeah.
It's nasty. A little rain and kind of chilly.
Well, you knew that cold front was coming in, didn't you, Bill Taylor?
Well, I did, but
all right,
it's still nasty outside.
But yet you didn't have to walk outside in that to get to the other side of the building.
Well, no, I didn't, but still nasty.
All right.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. Stephen Jones will join us here in a moment. I'm told he's ending a call as we speak.
All right. I wonder what that call is.
Dude, it could be anything.
I know, but would you like to know what that is? I'd like to know.
I would not want to be responsible for keeping up with Steven's schedule.
No, apparently he's a very busy man. That's for sure.
Every minute of the day.
So no, I wouldn't want to do that either. I just wonder what that is, though. Just to be a fly on the wall. You know, that would just a fly on the wall.
Well, we know he's not talking trades at this point since the deadline passed.
I know, but you never know. Maybe he's talking to somebody.
I don't know. Somebody?
Somebody.
Brilliant.
I know.
Brilliant. I mean, that's what it boils down to. But you look at the Dallas Cowboys, and again, we hear Steven say on a fairly regular basis that roster improvement is 365, right?
It is.
You know, we've heard that before. We know that. He's mentioned that many, many times through the years. And they go and they bring in a Martavis Brtyant. I'm curious to talk to him about the thought process that went into adding Bryant to this roster.
Well, to me, it seems like a no-brainer, right? I mean, you got a guy that hadn't been in the league a while, but he stayed in shape, and you get him for nothing. And maybe they feel like that wide receiver room needs an upgrade.
Well, and at 6'4" with his size and his speed, he becomes a nice red zone target. And so I think that's got to be one of the things that they were thinking is they bring him in and get a look. And we'll ask Stephen Jones that as he joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Stephen, appreciate you taking the time as always down here in San Antonio. We were just talking about the addition of Martavis Brtyant. Can you take us through the thought process of bringing him into the fold?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Martavis is just he brings a body type, his size, his speed, his length, the whole 9 yards. That's something we just don't have in our receiving core. And nothing against the guys that we got here, but we were watching him practice today, and he's just about a head taller than the whole rest of the crew, and he's got a good pedigree. He obviously played well in this league before, and we just thought it was a good use of a practice squad spot to see. It's a long season. You never know how the injury bug is going to go. We love our receiving crew, but he is a body type that we just don't have in our receiving core.
Now, Stephen, do the red zone issues have anything to do with bringing a guy like that in? Can he be a good red zone target?
Well, he always has been, and usually when you're, you're that 6'4", 215-pound plus guy gives you a big advantage in tight windows, which is what that red zone is. And certainly we've got the tight ends who can do some of that, but he brings that athletic element as a receiver and speed element that most tight ends don't have. So very helpful and can certainly could be a plus if we get him in here and like all the things that we see. It's obviously been several years since he's played in the league, but sure, like I said, like what he could bring to the table if he materializes here on the practice squad.
And it could be in the keyword. Now, I've heard about the speed is still there, although he did say he's in shape, just not football shape. Haven't heard anybody say anything about the vertical. Does he still have a good vertical there that's going to be key in that red zone?
Absolutely. I just think he can go get a ball. I think he can run by guys. He was showing a little bit of that today in practice. He knows how to play this game. So that was another big piece of it. It's not, a young guy on the come. This is a guy who's got skins on the wall and been productive.
Stephen, a lot of Cowboy fans will talk to us and talk about the running game. I think people expected a little more of that. What do you see from the running game now and as you move into the future?
Yeah, I just think it's a work in progress. Obviously, it's TP's first year being the number one back, and as you know, we've had several lineups in the offensive line in terms of the group that we put out there. Not certainly part of the NFL that most teams don't really go start to finish with the same five, but it is nice that we've got our starting five guys out there, and I think they'll only get better. I know everybody wants to put under a microscope a little bit what Steele was doing, but he's made up of all the right things, and I know everybody's aware. It's no excuses. He'd be the last to use it, but he is coming off a major ACL injury and working through some things there that should just continue to get better in terms of what he's dealing with there. But he's made up of all the right things, and I know he's going to come around. And I just think this running game ultimately gels, and that we'll be efficient running the football.
Stephen Jones joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. While there are no moral victories, what did you take away from the game Sunday in Philadelphia when thinking about your team, your roster?
Well, the biggest takeaway is there's no moral victories, and we still have to execute, make a play at the end of the game, and especially games like that. I mean, you're playing the top teams in the league. Philadelphia obviously has the best record in the NFL, and rightfully so. They deserve to have that right now as being the top team in the league. But at the same time, it was a very competitive game, and we put ourselves in situations several times to win the game. Also, I think did a good job of getting the ball out. Unfortunately, it didn't bounce into our hands. It bounced right back into theirs. But we did create 3, fumble opportunities for ourselves. It just didn't go our way in that particular game. So, we've got to take the next step, which is execute at the end of games and, get a victory out of something like that. But at the same time, it's a hostile environment. They play their best football at home. We play our best football at home. But I think we showed we can go on the road and give ourselves every opportunity to win a game.
Stephen, I've got to ask you, with the Giants coming up this Sunday, obviously they've had some big-time adversity. And most Cowboy fans are thinking this is going to be a cakewalk. How is the team approaching this game on Sunday?
Anything but that. We've learned they pay their guys. This is an NFC matchup, throw all the records out the window. The last thing on our mind is thinking you can just roll the ball out there and go win a football game, much less a cakewalk. Those giant Cowboy games have always been really good football games. I know they'll be prepared. Coach Daboll will have his team prepared, and we better come with our A game. And if you don't learn from the past, and shame on you. And certainly, we played a team in Arizona that hadn't won a game, and they went in and kicked our butt. So we better come with our very best football game. They've got really good football players on their football team, starting with Barkley. I'm sure they're going to really want to run the football. They got a young quarterback there, I'm sure, that wants to go out and prove something. So we've got our mind on it, and had a great practice today. And I know our guys will come out and play their ass off.
Stephen Jones, well said. What a great way to end the call.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Stephen Jones here on the Blitz on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Love what he said there, because, if I'm Mike McCarthy, I'm probably pulling out that film of the Arizona game and saying, hey, these guys hadn't won a game either. And that was very well said.
A 16.5-point spread is what Vegas says.
Yes.
And you just heard what Steven said. Mike McCarthy earlier today just trying to keep his guys focused on playing these cupcake giants.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, in this type of game is just really keeping your eye on the ball. And that's really, we need to get win number 6. We need to improve from last week. Our emphasis is on the detail. So, and the fact of the matter, we're playing at home, and that's been very important for us. And we just need to take care of business.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're driving that home. I mean, Stephen almost sounded offended. I would say cakewalk, and I get it. And so, they have to drive it home. Look, those players they see what's going on with the Giants up there. They see the mess that they're in. They see that Danny DeVito's the quarterback.
Tommy.
Okay, yeah, that guy. It's a mess. It's a clown show up there right now. But they're going to have these guys prepared to play.
Hey, Stephen Jones is right, yet you feel like there's a lot of lip service in that answer.
Well, sure.
But I think deep down, Stephen Jones is right. He knows it. I flash back to 1989 when the Cowboys went 1-15. That one win was against the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
These NFC East games, the Giants opened up that stadium with a win. A team that everybody thought the Cowboys were going to kick their ass on that day. I never forget, we were sitting so high up in that stadium for that first game, the opening game of Jerry World, and we were in another zip code. We were so high up there, but everybody thought they were going to win, and they didn't. I remember closing down Jerry World. Same thing. I mean, it was a Baltimore team coming in. Cowboys should have kicked their ass. They didn't. I say it every year. Cowboys win a game they have no business winning. Thought that was going to be last week. It didn't happen. And they lose a game they have no business losing. They've done that against Arizona. Steven knows, though, and I think you could hear it in his voice, you better not take these guys for granted. I mean, he talked about Arizona kicking their butt. They're going to get their ass kicked. I mean, yeah. I think you're right. I mean, what did Dak say about pouring honey on the bear?
Right.
Don't poke that bear. You better be ready for this one.
Well, it is an NFC East. And the fact, though, that the Cowboys went up to the Meadowlands and kicked the Giants' ass in the opening game. I mean, you just got to figure that this game is going to be over by halftime. It should, unless the Cowboys get sloppy and start turning the football over.
I think that's the only way the Cowboys don't dominate this game. And Dak has not been a turnover-prone quarterback this year. He's proving that what we saw last year was just kind of an off random year. I saw a tweet a little while ago from, who was it? The Athletic, about Dak over the last 3 games and the level of football that he is playing right now. And it is tops in the NFL when you look at just the data, the numbers that he has put out the last 3 weeks. A quarterback rating of 120.7, best in the NFL by far. 70.2 completion percentage would be a new career high. His 1.5% turnover-worthy pass percentage, whatever the hell that means, is second best in the NFL. That in an article in The Athletic. And you look at the last 3 games, what you're getting from this offense. So, yeah, it would be surprised to see them shoot themselves in the foot. What I would like to see this week from this Cowboys team is to finally get that run game going.
And I think they're going to try to do that. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity to do that. And look, they hear it. They know they're going to have a run game, especially with some of these games coming up in December. They're going to have to be able to run the football. So I think they ought to be able to do whatever they want to do. The Giants not only are have a third string quarterback going, they're banged up. I mean, they've got some injury problems to deal with as well. So it is, no matter how you slice it or how you want to look at it, it is a mismatch this Sunday on paper. And the only way the Cowboys don't win this game and win it big is if they have a bunch of unforced errors.
Saquon still plays there, right?
He does.
If you're going to beat the Dallas Cowboys, what are you going to do? Run the football.
Well, sure.
Right? And granted, I think with little DeVito, you can stack the box, right? Try to take away that run game. Last week, the Raiders had, 8 sacks on them?
8 sacks.
I mean, it's not a trap game. I'm not going down that road. And I kind of feel like 16.5, Cowboys could pick their final score. They could pick their margin of victory. But at the same time, isn't it games like that isn't it games like that when you got a gimme? When you have a gimme. This isn't like the Arizona game in a sense of, when the Cowboys went in and they lost to Arizona. The only win Arizona has this year was against the Cowboys. But I think about Arizona had narrowly lost to Washington, narrowly lost to the Giants, and then they beat the Cowboys. It's not like they were playing awful football.
Right.
They've played awful football since that win, although they were in a pretty tight game against San Francisco.
Well, they lost their best quarterback. He now plays in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's right. But they're getting their other one back in Kyler Murray. But like at the time that the Dallas Cowboys lost to Arizona, a 4-point loss and a 3-point loss to Washington and New York. And at the time, we didn't know how good either one of those teams were going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, remember at the beginning of the year, and I know that seems like forever ago, the Giants were a playoff team a year ago and they paid their quarterback.
Yep.
And Arizona had a big lead in that game and the Giants were able to come back. Washington, we thought was going to be much improved this year just because they got rid of little Danny Snyder, right? Remember way back in history, August, when we talked about could 4 teams from the NFC East make the playoffs?
Yeah,
right?
we were talking about that, weren't we?
So when the Cowboys lost to Arizona, as much as it sucked, you didn't realize how bad Arizona was.
Yeah.
We know how bad the Giants are coming into this week's game.
Look, they're going to have to show up and play, and you're going to know right away, I think. You're going to know, early in that first quarter, how the Cowboys' mindset is. And so it won't take long for you to know because I just don't see this game being – if the Giants score 7 points, I'll be surprised. The Cowboys are going to stack the box. There's no way they let Saquon run wild. And you put it on DeVito. You have to make him beat you if you're the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think he can do that. And the Cowboys should win this thing going away.
And look, I know DeVito's undrafted. You go back to when that guy was playing high school ball at John Bosco in New Jersey, Under Armour All-American guy. And I remember, where'd he go? Illinois and then Syracuse or Syracuse and Illinois. But in high school, this guy was one of the necks. And he hasn't turned into that, which happens all the time. But can he prove something? All right. He's got an opportunity. He's getting another start. So the first start looked like Ben DiNucci. And so what is he going to do now that he has some game action under his belt? And again, I'm saying this not to try to build this game up from a Cowboy fan nervousness, like, man, when it just looks like it's going to be too easy, when it looks like it's going to be taking candy from a baby, it's not.
You can go outside and barbecue at halftime and not worry about it.
Well, I'm going to anyway.
Well, I'm saying.
I'm still going to worry about it.
You're not going to have to worry about it. Look, I just don't see any scenario. Even if Dak threw 3 interceptions and Tony Pollard fumbled the football 3 times, the Cowboys are going to win this game. It's just.
Would you put money on 16.5?
6? Yes, I would. I see this thing being a 31-7 blowout and not even that close.
Only 31? I mean, well,
because the Cowboys are going to call up the dogs at some point in time.
And I think about the Cowboys. What's crazy, the Cowboys rank 3rd in points per game, but 5 of their 23 touchdowns are from the defensive side, and a gazillion points from their rookie sensation kicker, Brandon Aubrey.
That guy's good.
So I even expect defensive touchdowns in this one.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Can Turpin take one back to the house?
I wouldn't be surprised at that either. Look, I know they've got guys, and as Stephen Jones told us, they pay their guys too. Yeah. They all get checks. I get it.
Yeah.
But there are teams that, look, the Giants, like it or not, maybe they're a better team with everybody healthy. If Danny Dimes is still playing, if Tyrod Taylor is still playing, because they were playing better football with him at quarterback than they were with Danny Dimes, but they don't have any of those guys.
The Giants' only wins this year was that come from behind win over Arizona and a 7-point slugfest with Washington, in which they won 14-7.
Right.
In a battle of no quarterbacks, they lost to the Jets 2 weeks ago, 13-10. And last week, the Raiders, who can't get out of their own way, Dallas could put up 50 in this game if they wanted to.
It's possible, but I think, again, Cooper Rush is going to see a lot of action. That I honestly believe that. And Dak and Tony and CD and all those guys are going to be sitting on the pine.
And that's certainly a possibility. So let me ask you a question. In one of my fantasy leagues, I have Dak Prescott or Justin Herbert. The fantasy Yahoo projection is a lot higher for Dak Prescott than Justin Herbert, who's got Detroit at home. My concern is exactly that. Well, what if Dak doesn't play in the second half?
Yeah, but he could have 3 touchdown passes in the first half. I still like Herbert better against Detroit, because I could see that being more of a shootout.
Well, and with the other side of it is and look, all you fantasy experts, let me know what you think. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment in there. Would you go Dak or Justin? Tweet me at Jason Minix, at Joe Reinagle 210, because I do think this is a game that Mike McCarthy is going to force the run. You almost feel like a 10-point lead, even a 14-point lead, a 2-score lead, and it's over. So
absolutely.
Even if the Cowboys go out, opening kickoff, march down the field and score a touchdown, they get the 3 and out, which I predict, and then they get another touchdown or a field goal because it is the Cowboys. But at home, they're different. So, all of a sudden, they won the first game 40-0. Do they try to top that? What's the motivation in the locker room? Last time we scored 40 and left points out there. Let's get to 50. Can we get to 60 and combine to shut those guys out 100-0 on the year? What's the carrot for those Cowboy players to stay focused?
Well, I think padding their stats. Especially if you're Micah Parsons or DeMarcus Lawrence, you want a couple of sacks to add to your stat figure. But I don't think the Cowboys care at this point in time, whether they win by 7 or 100.
No, they care.
They just want to win
Style
the game.
points.
Well, style points don't mean anything anymore. I was told that when.
No, that's in college football.
Well, they don't mean anything there either. I was told that about the Texas
no, they don't
Longhorns.
mean. Yeah, they don't mean anything in college
exactly.
football. But I mean, I think you get a chance to embarrass somebody, you try to.
Maybe. I don't know that they do that. Look, they're going to win and cover the spread. I mean, I almost feel like that's the lock of the century. And I think that number is 16.5 today. By the time we get to Sunday, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 18.5.
Jeez. Although you mentioned, fire up the pit and go barbecue, and you don't have anything to worry about. Before you do that, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market, because that great meal starts with great meat, and Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need to up your grilling game. You want to do some ribs. In fact, have we figured out the rib competition yet with Rob? We've got to do that. You want some baby backs, some St. Louis style beef ribs, English crosscuts, they've got it all. Seasoned fajitas are fantastic. Maybe you want to do a tri-tip, a picanha, sausage, burgers. Their brisket burgers are fantastic. They have the best hot dogs in the world there at Tri-County Meat Market. They have the what you need with the quality you expect, and you still have time to order your turkey for Thanksgiving. Tri-County Meat Market gets their turkeys from Barber Farms in Colorado. Fresh, all-natural turkeys are never frozen. They come between 8 and 24 pounds, but Tri-County only gets a limited number, so reserve your bird before they sell out. Pre-order your turkeys and your pies from the Ultimate Cheesecake Bakery now at either of the Tri-County Meat Market location. On Hebner Road or on Ralph Fair Road. And, of course, it's Veterans Day weekend. Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market on Hebner, on Ralph Fair Road, or online at tricountymeat.com.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5:30, it's the Aggies and Mississippi State in another SEC battle. Aggies, Bulldogs, Saturday at 5:30. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Meet Bruce.
Hey there.
He's a busy soccer dad who's trying hard to learn the game.
Go for the end zone.
Whoops. Luckily, other things come easy, like banking with Chase. On a tip from his banker, he set up AutoSave in the Chase mobile app. So what are you saving for, Bruce?
Father-daughter soccer camp.
Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
AutoSave requires a Chase checking and savings account. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Hey, sports fans, this is former professional referee Tim Donaghy. You've seen my feature film Inside Game and my docuseries Operation Flagrant Foul on Netflix. Tonight is confirmed. Atlanta-Orlando is huge, and I love this matchup. Free on the recorded message line. Call 1-800-847-7889 plus college hoop action. I love to go 3-0 free on the recorded message line. Call 1-800-847-7889. No hype, just winning information. Atlanta-Orlando is a monster. Call 1-800-847-7889. It starts right now, free on the recorded message line. Call me, Tim Donaghy, 800-847-7889. I love to sweep the board where the season is free. It starts right now, free on the recorded message line. Call 1-800-847-7889 or go to timdonaghysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
It is time to play Pass the Pigskin for a chance to win $5,000 cash and tailgate prize packs. Celebrate with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds by entering the Pork Rind Appreciation Day giveaway at porkrindappreciationday.com. That's porkrindappreciationday.com. And don't forget to pick up your favorite bold-flavored, protein-packed Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds today at H-E-B.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fried co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the bag boys.
What?
Bag boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nuggets, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Thursday night football is on, and it's only on Prime. Tonight, it's a showdown in the Windy City when the Carolina Panthers take on the Chicago Bears. Not a Prime member? Sign up for a 30-day free trial to stream the game. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Live from Chicago, it's the Panthers and the Bears on Thursday Night Football, and it's on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM, Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs get to come back home after a big loss in the Big Apple. They lost to the Knicks 126-105. Wemby, only 14 points. We got Thursday Night Football tonight. The 1-7 Carolina Panthers head to Chicago to take on the 2-7 Bears. You can catch that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, beginning at 6:30. And Quinn Ewers is back for the Texas Longhorns this week against TCU.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a kind of wet, dreary, cold Thursday afternoon. First night of the high school football playoffs tonight.
Perfect football weather
for the players.
Yeah.
It'd suck if you're sitting in the stands.
Well, they're parents. They have to do that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they have no choice.
You know, that's the beauty of knowing you're playing November football.
That's right. You never know what the weather can be. And you know, diva broadcasters, y'all are in the comfort of the press box. You got no problem.
You say that.
Yeah, I say that.
That is so not true.
It is true.
It is not true.
Oh, stop.
You want to know what we might have to deal with tomorrow at Hero Stadium? And thank goodness we're at Heroes and not Comaland.
Uh-huh.
When it rains, the windows fog up and you can't see. and the water gets on the windows and there's no windshield wipers.
Well, I just send Rudy out and wipe them down.
If he could reach.
If he could reach.
I mean, there was a game last year where we were literally standing on chairs trying to find a clear spot where you could see out the window. You have no idea the challenges that go on sometimes.
Don't they have some Windex that kind of, you know, defogs if you clean the windows with that?
This is not a knock on Northeast Independent School District, but it's a knock on Northeast Independent School District.
We already crucified their Frito pies there, so.
Well,
you might as well keep going.
I'm not sure the last time they actually sent a window washing crew out there.
Dirty windows.
To wash the outside of the windows. I don't know that anybody has hung off the top of the press box and cleaned the outside of those windows.
Can't you get some kid to do that? I mean, they're fearless.
In 1975, that might have been okay.
Yes.
I don't know that you can get away at the school district now to have like the JV kids, the freshman kids going and power washing the stands and cleaning the windows while hanging off of the press box.
I'm not
that
sure.
That might have worked in Alice in 1970, whatever you were there doing.
Well, I'm sure they didn't have windows in press boxes in 1970, whatever.
What do you think? There were windowless deer blinds?
Yes.
No, they had windows.
Dude,
and back then the windows open. Now they don't even open.
I called games at Canyon High School back in the 90s. I don't think they had windows.
No, at Cougar Stadium,
yes.
The old press. Yeah, it had windows. They opened.
It did?
I was in that same press box for years.
Jeez.
Back in the day, in 98, when Bradley George and Drew Snyder were leading the way for those guys.
Well, mine was a little farther back than that. 90. When did I start here?
Well, that press box was built long before you started.
I'm just saying, they
windows.
had good teams then, too.
Yeah.
Coach Larry Nowotny.
Oh, yeah.
Was the coach. They had good teams there.
Old Brad Wright at Canyon.
Oh, yeah?
Back then, because in 98, Canyon played Smithson Valley in the regional finals there in the Alamo Dome. That was my daughter's first game. She was a baby, but
sweet.
Joanna let her go to the game because we were inside.
I got you.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did she cry?
I don't know. I wasn't watching her. I was calling a game.
Oh, I thought she was in there with you.
No, she went to probably one of this. I mean, she was somewhere in the dome, but she wasn't in the booth. I don't know. James, do you remember if Erica was crying that day? Erica was never a crier.
Couldn't hear it from the sideline.
We were lucky. We were lucky.
Yeah,
she was never a crier.
The coolest place I ever called a game, and it was a Canyon playoff game against Waco High.
Mm-hmm.
We played at College Station, and that press box about 8 stories high.
It's higher than that.
I mean, it looked like little bugs running around.
The binoculars are wonderful things.
Yes, they are.
Calling a game in College Station. I've been fortunate to call games in some of the more historic stadiums, if that's the word.
Yeah,
I
is.
remember we were doing a state semifinal game. Was it New Braunfels against one of the Houston teams, the old Unicorns?
When it consolidated?
I don't know.
Was that the Jacquizz Rogers game you were talking about?
No. The only thing I honestly remember about that game is when Cliff Kingsbury was still the quarterback after they had that ridiculous 4 overtime win at Alamo Stadium against MacArthur. We're down broadcasting the game in the Astrodome. And if you ever go into a stadium like that, like if you're going to UTSA Rice on Saturday, you look up the press box, there's this like 1.5 foot railing out there that has a bunch of cables running on it for all the broadcasters. And I'll never forget, we're in the Astrodome. I'm broadcasting the game on KGMB, and Ron Friesenhan was on the row, and I'm trying to think who else was there in the booth because it's that point in the playoffs. Everybody that was anybody in the Broncos at the time. I think Mayor Stoney Williams was trying to butt his way in there. I'll just never forget. We're in the middle of a broadcast, and a rat the size of a cat's coming down that rail and just stops and sticks his head in over the. And then he kept on going. It was the scariest damn thing.
Yeah.
Because that rat
was huge.
It looked like a New York City subway rat. I mean, it was literally the size of a cat. At first, we thought it was a possum.
Wow.
It was a rat.
It was a rat.
And he had friends. And they were all just traveling up and down that rail.
Nice.
I remember trying to think who was doing that game on television for what is now Fox Sports Southwest. Shay, what's his name? And it wasn't Craig Way, I don't think. But I think it actually, one of them went in to their booth.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's when we'd be pull a plug. Technical difficulties.
That's what I remember about the Astrodome.
Yeah.
We did Smithson Valley South Lake Carroll State Championship game in the old Texas Stadium. And that was the coolest thing because I knew we were going to be in Brad Sham's booth.
Nice.
It was the biggest dump. I mean, there was so much bird crap all over.
Texas Stadium was kind of a dump anyway.
Well, and at that point, they had even quit trying to keep it looking nice. But that was still awesome. to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But the highest press box I've ever been in, you think how high the College Station Texas A&M press box is. At Arizona State, and I got to call a game there at Sun Devil Stadium with the Commanders.
Yeah.
When the Commanders in the Alliance were playing the Arizona Hotshots. That's the highest and stupidest press box you will ever be in.
Now, what's stupid about it?
All right. So when you walk into their press box, there's 3 levels for people to sit. The people calling the game, like the play-by-play and the analyst, are on the front row. And it's basically a 3-story
Sure. I know
ceiling.
what you're talking about.
There's literally a TV monitor above your head.
You can't see it.
Nobody that was working in that booth would have been able to see those TVs. And the Arizona broadcaster, Dale Hellestrate, former Cowboy, we're talking. He's like, hey, here's what you do in this dumbass press box is you find the TV that's 3 down because you can actually see that one. And that was your monitor. Like, why are those TVs 15 feet above your head?
Stop crying, Minix.
Dude,
okay?
you call us divas. I'm pointing out the fact that we are divas.
You are.
The old Legion Field in Alabama.
Jeez.
That was
nightmare.
Sure.
Now that's a historic stadium, but it's a dump, isn't it?
It's a wonderful dump. And Pledge was at that game. Yes. And there were 14 people there.
Hey, you're a diva.
So the crowd mic picked up, somebody's conversation about what they were getting for dinner later. It was wonderful.
A Frito pie?
It was not. It
was
well.
Do they have Frito pies at Legion Stadium?
They should.
I don't know. Do they?
That's not what they were serving in the press box. It was a wonderful meal in the press box. I want to say it was beef tenderloin.
Oh wow.
Was it beef?
Diva?
What do you mean diva?
Beef tenderloin? Jeez, dude. Come on.
We had the
can't help what they feed us.
I was lucky to get a dry hot dog.
I mean,
high
school the best high school stadium food I've ever done, and I always put them on the schedule when I could, was Marble Falls.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, a place called Pete Mesquite's Barbecue in Marble Falls, which used to be good. It's not anymore, but it used to be fantastic. They used to cater the press box in Marble Falls. Bastrop, they used to always do chili and cornbread.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
now, see, that's good.
Yeah, and they had an oven right there, like it was fresh out of the oven in the press box.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's really good. Cornbread and chili.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah, you're a diva.
Nobody denied that.
Okay,
I'm just saying that.
Well, I think you tried, but it's a losing battle.
I think the tangent went on when you said that I would have no issues tomorrow night, my diva self in a press box. I'll be warm and I'll have a toilet nearby.
Yes, and you'll be dry.
I'll be dry, but I might not be able to see the game.
Well, do the best you can. I mean, you're on radio. Who the hell knows really what's going on anyway? You can say whatever you wanted to.
Except for the high number of people that I hear from.
Yeah.
That will take the television broadcast and turn it down
to
listen to us on 94.1.
So that game will be on TV.
It's on one of the apps.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. John McClain will join us next. Talk about C.J. Stroud getting ready for Cincinnati. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that? Call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds, AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121 or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's R&R in the morning.
Friday on R&R in the morning, I'm sailing the boat with James Pledger. He'll be here. Rudy will be on the course, we think. At least he won't be here. We're getting you ready for the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy's stopping by. RJ Ochoa will be here for his regular. The Spurs are playing an in-season tournament. We'll grade the courts so far and look at the San Antonio version of the in-season tournament. Join us early. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. The holiday season should remind us that faith and family are the most important things in life. And we hope that you succeed in coming together this holiday season with those you love and in the process creating some generational memories. Holidays have this magical power to magnify small things to ever greater memories over time. What a return on investment. Happy holidays.
Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys online at CordellCordell.com.
The holidays are approaching. This is Bobby Jenkins with ABC Home and Commercial Services reminding you of our holiday light package. Whether it's lights on the roof, in the trees, or down the driveway, ABC can install lights for you. And best of all, return after the holidays to remove and pack them for storage. We make it easy. ABC uses only high-quality lights, and we have been installing lights longer than some companies have been in business. ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
Just call ABC Home and Commercial Services.
Sadly, millions of pets are euthanized in America every year because the shelters lack the funding to care for them. We are better than that, my friends. I'm John O'Hurley, and I invite you to make an $11 monthly donation to the Puppy Food Bank. Your $11 donation will allow the Puppy Food Bank to direct ship pet food to San Antonio rescue shelters. To help save a pet's life, donate $11 today at puppyfoodbank.org, and they'll send you a very special gift. This pet rescue message has been brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hey, sports fans, this is former professional referee Tim Donaghy. You've seen my feature film Inside Game and my docuseries Operation Flagrant Foul on Netflix. Tonight is confirmed. Atlanta-Orlando is huge, and I love this matchup. Free on the recorded message line. Call 1-800-847-7889 plus college hoop action. I love to go 3-0 free on the recorded message line. Call 1-800-847-7889. No hype, just winning information. Atlanta-Orlando is a monster. Call 1-800-847-7889. It starts right now, free on the recorded message line. Call me, Tim Donaghy, 800-847-7889. I love to sweep the board where the season is free. It starts right now, free on the recorded message line. Call 1-800-847-7889 or go to timdonaghysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
Friday on R&R in the morning. We're getting you ready. Mike McCarthy here. Bright and early. RJ Ochoa stops by. And guess what? A very special blossom. We will be joined by James Pledger. Now back to the Blitz, Jason and Joe. Hey, we're getting ready for a fine weekend. Congratulations on being in studio all week and not making a mess. Thank you very much, Joe. I hope you have shoes on today.
He's wearing his shoes, thank goodness.
Yes.
It is the Blitz here
As
on
far as you know.
94.1. San Antonio Sports Star. It smells right in here.
Yeah.
He is Toe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud in one of the better quarterback matchups of a weekend where it feels like half the games are featuring a backup quarterback or a third string or at least an unestablished starter. Let's talk about it with John McClain joining us now as he does every Thursday on the Buyers Barricades guest line. John, how's your Thursday?
It's great, guys. It was the second most impressive passing game by a Houston quarterback I've witnessed, and it's the best in the NFL by any player this season. And it was historic because he's the first rookie to throw for at least 450 yards, 5 touchdowns without an interception in NFL history. But I was talking to Warren Moon today. I'm going to do a column with him on Stroud. His game at Kansas City in December of 1990, in which it was raining, wind was blowing, icy, and he threw for 527 yards, second most in NFL history to Norm Van Brocklin's still record 554 and I think like 51. And that is still because of the conditions and against a great Kansas City defense. That's still the most impressive game I've seen by a Houston quarterback, and maybe the most impressive I've seen by any quarterback.
You know, John, we were talking today, and it's, that was a shootout, obviously, between Tampa and Houston, but it was it was a game that it looked like C.J. Stroud just said, get on my back. We're not going to lose this game. And I think for a young player like that to have that kind of moxie, if you will, is really impressive.
That's a great way to put it, Joe. He and I wrote a column today on sportsradio610.com about him and comparing his start to Watson's start in 2017, how many similarities they have. And Watson had a game like that in Seattle, a shootout, in which he kept leading the Texans to scores, but the defense couldn't stop Russell Wilson in the last minutes. The roles were reversed. After that game, Richard Sherman and their DB said it's the greatest game they'd ever had played against him by a rookie or a veteran. And they lost. The Texans won this one. As bad as the Texans defense was, and it had been really good, giving up only 18.3 points a game, but Baker Mayfield played well. And I thought if the shoe was on the other foot and the Bucs had gotten the ball, they might have been the one to score the last touchdown. So they were very fortunate that it was him. And what made it, the circumstances, just like Moon played outdoors in December in bad weather, to not have your kicker and have a 4th-string running back kicking, and to lose 6 players who didn't come back, have no running game whatsoever, it was all on Stroud. And he was really, besides spiking the ball to stop the clock, he was 5 of 5 for 75 yards and he left 6 seconds. And some of that was just bad cuts. They have a corner, Carlton Davis III. A couple of days ago, it was just a nightmare. And it was, because he burned him for 3 of his 5 touchdowns, including the game winner. But watching Stroud do that has just blown everybody away. And I keep seeing national media talking about in the MVP race. And I think, yes, it was an incredible performance, but the week before he threw for 140 yards and no touchdowns at Carolina in a game they lost on a field goal with no time left. So now he's going up against the Bengals, who've won 4 in a row. They moved up a weight class on Sunday. But even if they lose that game and they're 7-point underdogs, they still have 3 in a row coming at home against Arizona, Jacksonville, who they beat by 20 in Jacksonville to after an 0-2 start, and then they have Denver here. So even if they lose this, which they should, they have a chance to win possibly 2 out of 3 and stay right in the wild card race.
And that's what's amazing when you think about it. And as you mentioned, John McClain, rookie quarterback's going to be a bit of a roller coaster. You know, Carolina, unexplainable, except he's a rookie. And then you come back to the Tampa Bay game, and that's there. But as they're sitting at 4-4, which they're getting close to the projected win total that most had for this team. If they don't make the playoffs this year, is it a disappointment?
No, absolutely not. You know, they've won 3, 4, and 4 the last 3 seasons. I picked them to go 6-11, and they're playing in a tougher conference. What happens is, and they still need players. Like their injury report, they had 23 guys on there yesterday.
Jeez.
There's a good chance they could play without, without Nico Collins. They are playing without their kicker, Kaimi Fairbairn, Steven Nelson, their best corner, Damian Pierce, best running back, Henry To'oTo'o leads the team in tackles, and Jimmy Ward, their safety, he's out with a hamstring. And then there's others who are limited participation, like Will Anderson Jr., Blake Cashman, Jonathan Grenard, and Laramie Tunsil. So they have overcome the injuries so far. But I think it's a gallant effort. People see that this team has improved. They have their franchise quarterback. So even if they don't make the playoffs, they get people really fired up for next season.
Yeah, no question about it. You know, and Jason and I were talking, John, about the matchup this Sunday. I mean, who would have thought it when you looked at that schedule? You see in Cincinnati there, you know, Joe Burrow is one of the top quarterbacks in the league. And you could say, man, you know, this could actually be a top 10 quarterback matchup. I mean, I never would have dreamed that.
I never would have dreamed it either. If anybody said it has playoff implications, okay, yeah, for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Certainly not for the Texans. And now you're like, whoa. And people here are so excited, just like they're excited about the Rockets. They've won 4 in a row. They just beat the hell out of the Lakers, and they didn't have the eyebrow, but so what? They beat them by 3-2. And they've turned it around, just like the Texans. They got Ime Udoka, first-year coach, D'Amico Ryans, first-year coach. So the similarities are remarkable. Now they got to sustain it, of course, but I think that we know D'Amico can coach. We know Bobby Slowick can coach. I'm assuming one more year Slowick will be gone. We'll get a head coaching job, but that means he's left them in a good situation. And looking at some of these guys, as long as Stroud's healthy, well, they can't run the ball no matter who the running back is. The offensive line is terrible at run blocking, but they've been good at pass protection. Titus Howard plays left guard. He's terrible. He needs. But the problem is right tackle George Fant's playing well, and he can't play in guard. And they're getting Charlie Heck, their third tackle, back for the first time since last year. But so what? He's not a guard. He's 6'8". They need a left guard who can be a butt kicker running the ball. You know you're in trouble when your fourth starting center, Michael Dieter, is your highest graded offensive lineman. And that's because of their poor run blocking. So Stroud has to run this offense with, it's amazing. They got a play action game. Why would teams even hesitate thinking they might run the ball? Because they're awful.
The great John McClain joining us here on the Blitz. You think about this weekend's NFL schedule. Tonight, we're treated with a national broadcast between Carolina and Chicago. The Sunday night game, Jets Raiders. Monday, Broncos Bills. And if I don't know what Denver team shows up, that could be interesting. But you look at some of the quarterback matchups, the number of backups that are playing or third string guys that are playing. I mean, the Cowboys are getting something called Tommy DeVito. Have you ever seen this late in the season, this many backup quarterbacks getting starts?
No. And as I told somebody this week, Tommy DeVito sounds like an arm breaker who ought to be working on the docks down in New Jersey. And
wearing a members only jacket, driving his IROC.
Yeah. Now they're not going to say they're tanking, but why not play people like that and try to get a high pick? Because so many teams still need quarterbacks. And this, like the Jets and Raiders, I'm interested. You know, you got a rookie quarterback and a guy who plays like a rookie. And it's just amazing how bad these primetime games are. And I'll be amazed if Germany ever wants to host another game with the garbage they're being fed over there. And some intriguing storylines are who's going to get fired. And I'm just blown away by how bad a lot of teams' quarterback play. And it's not all because of injuries.
Yeah, but John, you're going to be watching tonight, aren't you?
I don't know. I'm interested in Bryce Young. He just threw. It's so funny. He plays his best game against the Texans, and his best game was one touchdown pass and no interceptions. And Stroud had no touchdowns, no interceptions, but he ran for one. And then Bryce Young comes back and throws three, including 2 pick sixes. And I bet the Texans are thinking, why couldn't he have just thrown one against us? What's interesting about this game, now I'd like it better if Justin Fields were playing.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears can't lose. If the Bears lose the game, they get a higher pick. If they win the game, they get a higher pick because they have Carolina's pick. So this is one of the few times it's a no-lose game. And I read in The Athletic today by Bears beat writer who predicted Matt Eberflus would be back next year. I don't think there's any way he would be back. I heard Keyshawn Johnson say today with Skip Bayless that Justin Fields is better than any of the quarterback prospects this year. And I'm thinking, what planet did you go to? There's no way Justin Fields is as good as Drake May or Caleb Williams. And so the Bears are going to have a big decision to make, like the Giants are, because they have former high number 1 picks that are struggling. Justin Fields is a great running back, but so yes, this game has implications. One bad team has its quarterback. Was he the right guy? The other bad team doesn't have his quarterback playing tonight. There's some guy from like Division 5 who's playing. And will they draft a quarterback? So there's a lot of mystery about coaching and about quarterbacks.
The great John McClain. Read his work at sportsradio610.com. Listen to him there in the Utopia podcast. And enjoy the football weekend, John. It should be interesting.
Yep, interesting is a good word to put to it. Jason and Joe, thank you guys very much.
Appreciate it. Make sure you follow John on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL. John McClain on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Parkhurst New Vision. I've been talking about them now for a little over 3 months because I had lens replacement surgery there, and the results have been spectacular. In fact, they've been so spectacular, my wife is jealous. She went to see the folks at Parkhurst New Vision, talked with Dr. Nasser over there, and boy, they spent a lot of time together, and he's checking her eyes and doing all this kind of stuff, and he's recommended something for her as well. It's that simple. Look, if you're tired of the readers, tired of the glasses, tired of the contacts, you can change all that, just like I did, just like my wife Maggie is going to do. Parkhurst New Vision can take care of that for you. Give them a call at 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. Look, I can't stress this enough. It has completely changed my life. I see better now than I've seen in 30 years. It is a game changer. Look, when you go in for your consultation to ask all your questions and check out Parkhurst New Vision, make sure you tell them that I sent you. Tell them Joe sent you over there, and you can pick up 2 tickets, free tickets, by the way, to a UTSA football game. Go check them out. Ask your questions. You'll be happy you did. Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Panthers in Chi-Town to battle the Bears at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancer pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Save on stuff you really need and stuff you bought for fun. Stuff you always really wanted this holiday at Amazon. Stuff that is discounted if you're naughty or you're nice. Stuff to buy your grandma who drinks her Chardonnay with ice. Stuff to make you big and strong. Stuff we can't name in this song. Stuff for lawns and decking halls. Save big on stuff at Amazon. Stuff.
What's with the outfit, Nigel? This is my hunting attire, complete with my bright red jacket, hunting horn. Whoa, Nigel. Hunting is a little different here in Texas. And like hunting, plumbing, heating, and air conditioner repairs are all about skill and having the right equipment. And all our Quarter Moon technicians with a fleet of fully stocked trucks know what to do when plumbing, heat, and AC issues pop up out of nowhere. Where'd you go? I can't get my horse down from the deer blind. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number N16004, ACLA 0074345.
Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. If you have big dreams or Kubota is a name you can trust. Or if you aren't committed to buying just yet, we have a full line of equipment you can rent by the day, week, or month. We can even deliver it to your work site. Ewald Kubota is committed to providing excellent customer service and satisfaction. So come by one of our 11 locations. We look forward to serving you. Or visit us on the web at ewaldkubota.com.
Team, it's snowing again tomorrow. They're predicting 2 to 3 feet.
'Tis the overtime season for Frank Snowplows.
Kelly, can you take another shift?
Let it snow. Quality driver applicants.
Hey guys, know anybody else with a D license?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Dell's Black Friday event is their biggest sale of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top brand accessories. It's the perfect time to upgrade any home, business, or gaming setup powered by Intel Core processors. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of huge savings and free shipping. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Toe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon. He's on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix.
I got a new nickname, huh? Toe?
Toe. Well, you've got a foot fetish, Rex.
I guess that's better than a thong fetish. Wasn't that Marv Albert? Didn't he have the thong thing that he was wearing?
Was it
thongs?
a thong or was it just ladies' underwear?
I don't know.
I think it was just satin. I don't know. It's just, yeah, you're right. Although you saw the dude from the Eagles on the sideline wearing that red thong.
You know,
did they ever get to the bottom of that? Pun intended.
I showed Maggie that, and I said, "Dawn, look, he's wearing a thong." She goes, "I don't know if that's a thong." She thought maybe as he fell,
bikini cut?
it just kind of rolled up.
I don't know that it rolls up that much. I really don't know that it rolls up that much. Dude, it was too high cut.
I don't know how women do it. God bless them that they do.
They're wonderful.
They have something sticking up
but you don't have they don't have what, you know.
Well, I know, but still, even if that, I mean, it's sticking up your
your bum. Yeah. I mean,
that's just got to be
don't say things out loud, man.
Do you forget about that after a while?
I imagine you just get used to it. Let's hope.
I guess.
I mean,
God bless them. I'm glad they do.
They're concerned with panty lines as our benefit. I don't know.
But it's just like, just right up there.
How old are you?
I'm just saying.
It's like you've discovered something new.
I know, but it just, you think about
No,
things.
you don't.
Especially that dude in Philadelphia.
That is, I mean,
if that's what that was, how in the world are you like a manly dude on the side of my football coach and I got something stuck up my butt? I mean, how does? Wow.
It's riding between the cheeks, man.
I guess so.
It's riding high.
Woo. All right.
A little late on that one, Pledge.
No one.
What kind of crap do you think the guys in that locker room are giving him after seeing that?
Oh man, I think I might quit after that game.
Although in reality, though, if he's wearing that in a locker room, those guys have seen it.
Well, I don't know. Coaches probably have a separate area.
Well,
it was a coach, right?
The coach. Coaches have their own locker room, so he might not be getting dressed where the players are.
But the other coaches,
but the other coaches are certainly going to see, and certainly the laundry guy's going to know.
Maybe that's a thing in Philadelphia. Maybe all those coaches are wearing thongs.
Well,
I mean, it's possible.
I mean, if you're on a winning streak, don't change.
I guess, right?
I mean, I would find something else to try to keep the streak going. You don't want to ride the streak that way.
Talking about riding things. Exactly what they're doing.
Oh, James Pledger. James Pledger.
No.
Extra innings with Pledge coming up at 6:00. This will be his question of the day. Wonder if sexiest man alive finalist Jason Kelce wears one.
I want to know who took that picture of Jason Kelce.
What picture?
You ever seen the picture of him, the sexiest man alive or whatever he is?
I mean, he was on WIP in Philadelphia and was like, dude, I'm a finalist and I'm not even the sexiest guy in my own family.
Are you actually? Like, are you actually one of the sexiest men alive, in your opinion? Because People Magazine says you are you?
I'm not even the sexiest man in my family, let alone sexiest man alive. I mean, what are we talking about here? But it's fun. I mean, the publicity around the family and everything has gone to a completely different level. But yeah, that was funny to see for sure.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was.
I mean, because Travis is not in there.
There's no way a center is wearing a thong at any point in his life. It would get lost completely.
Now that's gross.
Mario wants to weigh in on Thonggate. What's up, man?
Hey, it gives a whole new meaning to tush push.
Yeah, it does.
You might be onto something.
You know what that is? I'm thinking this is a trend in Philly. I'm thinking it is. I mean, why would that be the lone guy wearing a thong and a bright red one on top of that?
Well, I mean, maybe he had a hot date afterwards.
With who? Jim?
No, I mean, it's no. Jim. Come on.
Oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
Jim is your go-to.
That's my go-to, isn't it?
Dude, I got a text a little bit ago from a friend of mine. I won't call them out on the air.
Uh-huh.
But it was
when?
Can you share the invite to his wife's party with Jason and Maggie? And I just wrote back, Joe, ? I'm Jason. He says, yes, drinking autocorrect. Autocorrect goes from Joe to Jason. Probably not. Should have said Jim. Well, what is it about Jim?
Exactly. Wait, what party is he talking about?
I'll tell you later. I may or may not share the invite.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thanks.
I'll share the invite. Now you just want to know what party?
That's it.
It's a couple weeks away.
All right.
You'll find something else to do.
And maybe so.
Yeah, if I share the invite with you, Maggie will never know about it.
Oh, she won't.
If I share it with Maggie, you're going.
Okay.
It's one of them.
Yeah. Well, I would
and this person contacted my wife for the invite.
Well, then I'm sure your wife is going to talk to mine. That's what happens.
Well, I mean, it's possible.
I mean, that's what happens. And I find out, oh, we're going here. Okay. It's like, it's the way it works.
Well, exactly. Like tomorrow night.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you're talking about. I've got a high school football game tomorrow night. Johnson, New Braunfels.
Yeah.
Playoffs, our game of the week, energized by Hill Electric and Frostbank. My wife sees a buy one, get one offer for Pat Green at the Rustic. So she buys tickets.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think she texted everybody. I'm like, I got football, right?
She didn't care.
Like, well, I mean, you can come after the game. Pat Green's is not going to go on at 10 o'clock. That show's going to start at 9. I got a game tomorrow that's probably going to be 30-something to 30-something, 40-something to 30-something. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
So it'll take a while.
It's not going to be a quick game. I'm not doing Army Navy where it's
right.
the clock's going to run and right. Kickoff's at 7:30, pregame at 7. I'll get there and you guys are show will be over and probably have to pull you off of Pat's bus and and she's like, yeah, well, that's all right. Just meet us later.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's being a wussy, Pledge?
You are.
Why? No, but again, you found out you were going to show.
I did.
I found out you guys were all going to the show when you told me.
Yeah, I said, well, I going to see Pat Green on Friday.
I said, you are?
Yeah.
With your wife? You are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your wife invited us.
Yeah. Just realize
that'll be fun.
Your BOGO status.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm cool with that.
I mean, she didn't pay full price tickets for you.
Well,
you're BOGO.
I'm sure.
Hey, so we've got the tickets. You buy the beer.
That's fine.
I'll come out way ahead.
Yeah, you will. Especially BOGO.
Yeah, the beers aren't BOGO.
No.
That is for sure.
That'll be fun.
The Spurs back home tomorrow night.
They are.
Yeah, Mike Finger in the San Antonio Express News has a great column today. I just saw it online, was reading it a few minutes ago, parts of it. I haven't read the entire thing. Mike Finger's such a great columnist.
He really is.
But last night, after the game, a disappointing loss, a disaster for Wemby at the Garden, and all the hype for his Garden debut. And he's going to be on a list of dismal Garden debuts.
Sure.
It was not a great debut. And I guess his family was in town. Planes fired up, ready to go. Buses there, engines running. And apparently there's a rule about being late when it's time to go. Victor was late.
Oh.
But he wasn't alone. A bunch of the guys got together and waited. According to the column by Mike Finger in the Express News. Devin Vassell figured, all right, we can't let this guy be late. He's going to get yelled at. That's not going to work. So he, Jeremy, Zach, Trey, Keldon, Charles Bassey, they all waited. So all of them were the last ones on the bus at the same time. And you think about the team aspect of what the Spurs are doing, and knowing that they've got such a superstar, you can tell these guys have his back, even with little things like that. Keldon said, we don't want him to be the only one still here. He was saying goodbye to his mom. And so you could tell the team is really kind of focused in on bringing him along, and probably realizing how bad of a game that was, what he's going through. He wasn't going to, after that, film session's going to be one thing. He wasn't going to get in trouble for holding up the bus and the plane to try to get home for the game tomorrow night as we start this big in-season tournament.
Yeah, boy. It's that makes me happy. And it's a great article, and I'm glad that Mike wrote about it, because despite all the adversity that they're facing early on in the season, that's a good feel-good story about them coming together as a team. So that's good. Good job.
You know what we do every Thursday about this time?
Grilling with the Blitz, presented by Tri-County Meat Market.
I tried to put enough distance
Always like my meat big
between the thong and this as I could.
Sure.
We judge meat. If you've done some grilling, you're taking photos of what's on your grill, you're putting it on social media, upload that photo at sasportstar.com. The Grilling with the Blitz page goes on Thursdays. Joe judges meat, and we give away a $50 gift card at the Tri-County Meat Market.
Judge some good meat today. A little tomahawk that was on the grill.
Nothing little about it, Tommy.
No, it's not little. But I got to ask a question. Now, there's something he's calling, what do you call it again?
Beef Diablo?
Beef Diablo. I'm not sure what that is.
I'm sure something jalapeno. If you got Diablo, it's going to be hot.
Right.
It looks like it's wrapped in bacon, and it looks like it pairs well with that tomahawk.
Well, I'm sure it does, but I'd like to know exactly what that is, because maybe I'll want to make one myself.
Well, Jose, congratulations. You're the winner, and we really try to get recipe ideas from this.
We steal them.
So a little more of an explanation, just tomahawk and beef Diablo.
Well, if somebody knows what that is, let us know, will you?
At Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
It is time for What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com, where you can go and get your tickets, see their full lineup. You also have their menu there. The burgers are fantastic there at Sam's. Tonight, you've got the Grucks, a Dave Matthews tribute band. Guy Forsyth out there on Friday. On Saturday, a Soda Stereo tribute. And on Sunday, Greg Cook and Monty Montgomery.
Hey, tonight out at the Moody Center, and you're probably headed that way if you're going, Little Uzi Vert. Is that how you say that?
Little Uzi Vert.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Green Hall has the Red Clay Strays. Says it's sold out, but nothing is. Of course, Worst Fest is still going on as well. Out at the Majestic, they've got Annie the Musical. That ought to be a lot of fun to go see a musical like that out there. And Jim Lauderdale. Yeah, him. He's at the Redbird. Where's the Redbird?
It's the Redbird listening room up there in New Braunfels.
Oh, okay.
Friday night out at the Rustic, Pat Green is going to be out there.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah, Spurs and T-Wolves tomorrow. You got the International Tennis Tournament happening all weekend out at Freeman Coliseum. Sean McConnell out at Green Hall. Flores Country Store has Mike and the Moon Pies. Here's the Vale at the SB. The Vibes Event Center has the Dead Kennedys. Are they still alive?
Wow. And
all of them?
Says they're dead.
Dude, I listened to the Dead Kennedys in high school.
Wow.
Well, going back.
Everybody's making a comeback.
Punk rock era, man.
Hey,
Dead Kennedys on a Friday?
This is kind of cool. On Saturday at Freeman Coliseum, San Antonio International Tennis Tournament. Now, is that tennis or is that pickleball?
No, it's tennis.
It is tennis.
Yes.
Will they turn it into pickleball?
No, this is tennis.
All right. At the Aztec Theater Saturday night, you've got Drive-By Truckers. They're out there. UTSA taking on Rice in the Alamo Dome. That'll be a lot of fun. And Green Hall, Sean McConnell. Plus, at the Rock Box, Jason, what's happening there?
Yeah, we've got Red is the headliner, and our buddies Kingdom Collapse, who were in studio with us yesterday. They are opening the show. Good friends of the radio station. In fact, they even have they did that promo for Jim Rome.
All hell is going to break loose. The Jim Rome Show.
You know, and the fact is, to me, this guy's gone from screaming smack to preaching truth.
Rome is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
He's great. He's awesome. The guy's insane. He's absurd.
Jim Rome is back in the Military City.
I love the guy. I love his game. I love the way he kind of comports himself, and I love him in that organization.
Clones. Rome is back.
Every office has one. The guy who shakes your hand every single day. Not when you first meet him, not when you haven't seen him for a long, long time. A coworker that not only do you not care about, but you really don't like.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon. On 94.1.
This guy's incredible.
San Antonio.
Little knockoff there with those about the Rome.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Jonathan Norris, Kingdom Collapse.
Good stuff.
That's really good stuff. Go see him. We've got to get them to do a theme song for us.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
They'll do it.
Yeah, Saturday night out at the Rock Box.
Cool deal.
Thursday night football tonight, a thriller that you can listen to here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, Carolina and Chicago. Pregame starts right after Extra Innings with Pledge, which is next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Follow Jason at Jason Menix and Joe Reinagle at Joe